And an RBI single by who else? Samad Taylor ties the game. 4-4 here in the 8th.
Samad Taylor right in the thick of things once again. Welcome in to Gwynn and Chris, Tony Gwynn Jr. Chris Sello, Matt Skraby, the gang back together for at least 3 hours of fun. We will have the round table for you in hour number 4. Padres with an off day, and so we at least get to feel the joy of winning a series again after what was it, 4 straight losses in series.
I thought it was a million, honestly.
The Padres bounced back with another come from behind victory. Samad Taylor in the thick of it, but it was Fernando Tatis Jr. that put the kiss on it at the end of there with that line drive homer that like scraped the top of the wall going out. It's good feel for the Padres on right before getting on the plane for that long, what flight.
You loved it though, did you not?
I did.
Yeah.
The win, of course.
No, the flight. That's what you live for.
Oh, no.
Flying cross country in the middle of the night.
Oh, I was like, does he remember that Tony absolutely hates flying?
Although it was filled with some type of fun watching that Knicks San Antonio game, which I'm sure we will have plenty of time to get into.
You know what? That's awesome. Like, to get to watch a game like that with a bunch of professional athletes would be pretty fun to see how they react to stuff like that.
Well, they didn't have a big screen on the airplane. I'm sure everybody was watching it at their own seat.
It's also not like an airline where you have to be in your seat. You could be walking around. I'm sure Manny has his own suite on the plane.
The connection isn't always great, and so you would walk up and down the aisle, and you'd see people at different points of the game. So no one's like really wanting. No one's really wanting to celebrate because they don't want to ruin it for somebody else in the back. So you just got like all this tension all built up. Occasionally, everybody like link up, and it'll be the same time, but most of the time, everybody's enjoying it at like a -3 clip.
I'd be surprised actually that anybody bothered to watch the second half. Actually, maybe sleep probably seemed like a pretty good idea when you got a 29-point spread there. So
I definitely like closed my eyes, and then something was like, I was like, let me check to see what's going on, and then I flipped back in. It was like 16. I was like, oh, okay, they making a run here.
Maybe I had to take a little peek here. Yeah. Yeah, that was
anyway.
It was a great comeback, but we'll talk more about it. The Spurs had to do their part too. And anytime you have a comeback like that, the losing team has to contribute, to the winning team's heroics. But going back to the Padres, Tony. I mean, it was just a good feel, like you said yesterday, to see El Nino back. Right, we haven't seen that character, El Nino back with the smile, grinning ear to ear, and taking in the adulation of the crowd a little bit, and his teammates ripping his jersey off, and just all of that stuff. I mean, that's just not happened. His only other home run actually came in a loss. So, this was a good moment, and it was an important win. You talk about the difference in one game, but look, if they lose, then it's back-to-back series losses at home to last place teams. It keeps kind of the negative vibe going, and you win. All of a sudden, 3-3 actually didn't sound too bad anymore. And, you look up, you're back in control of that last wild card spot. And, it just makes everything feel better. And, this team has been doing this all year, these comebacks like this, with a 1-month break in between, I guess. And Samad Taylor doing what, he's brought here to do, which is inject some life into this ball club. And I don't think there's any question that that's exactly what he has done. So,
there is no question. He has definitely done that. It was, it was fun to see Toddy in that kind of realm again. I mean,
right.
I've been impressed with his consistency despite it not going his way. Like, he has still shown up, kept working, and now it does seem like he's starting to maybe turn the corner a little bit. You're starting to see him like really let his swing go, and you're starting to see some of the results of it. And so for him to hit a homer to walk it off was kind of like the chef's kiss, as they say. And I think it certainly, all that other stuff you mentioned is certainly great, but just from a psychological standpoint, you get a series, you're coming out back east on a long road trip. And so, started off coming in with good feels is definitely a good thing.
Yeah, and when you think of Fernando Tatis Jr., at least in the course of his career, what we've been thinking of Fernando Tatis Jr. this year is totally different, really, from what we've always thought. And that is that Fernando Tatis Jr. lives for the moments. He lives for the big spotlight, right? I mean, he's had so many big hits, home runs, and plays in games that really matter, playoff games. He steps up and he electrifies bigger crowds. And so this was a moment, where he could step into it. And, he's able to deliver, and it's kind of remind us of, why we love him in the first place. So, yeah, it was good. Good way to go. And now let's see what they can do. I mean, this is a 9-game road trip that's in June. But as I told Skraby yesterday, a little 7-2 wouldn't hurt my feelings here, to try and get the ball rolling again. And, let's see if they can, piggyback a little bit on the excitement of that win.
Would a 6-3 hurt your feels?
No.
Okay, good.
No, 4-5 would hurt my feelings.
I agree with that.
Right. So,
any sort of 9 games with coming out with more losses than wins.
And I'm glad you're concerned about my feelings, Skraby.
I am.
I appreciate that.
I am. I think about your feelings quite often.
Yes. So. But there was something a little bit.
It's getting awkward in here.
Yeah, it didn't take long. It only took about 7 minutes today for us to get awkward.
Tony, what time did you guys get in? Because someone said you were either very tired or you were on the ganj.
No,
what, on the chat they said that?
Yes.
No, brother.
We got in at like 2:34.
That's so brutal.
a.m.
Yeah, but they got it made. Come on, they had it made. That there was at 2:50. They got in at 2:30 in the morning. At 2:45, they walked into the lobby. There was a spread of cracked crab. Maryland cracked crab, and it was all laid out for them. You know how it is. No one's doing it.
No one's doing that. No one's doing that at 2:30.
What are you talking about?
Man,
I just assumed Fernando to walk in there shirtless, grab some crab legs.
I'm assuming I'm thinking Samad Taylor probably walked in and expected some sort of spread. He's like, "Hey, I'm in the big leagues now. Let's go. What is this?"
He should. He should expect more.
Yeah, come on, let's go. Deliver out here.
He's going to be our
Friday. It was definitely a late night. But the good thing is you got an off day today, so. Sleep in as long as you can. I got a workout in 8, and then boom, here we are, ready to do a radio show. Can we talk about the next game real quick? I mean, we everything. I mean,
it's like the center of the sports world right now.
It literally is. As Chris, I thought, pointed out perfectly, that it does take to come back from 29 in a finals. It definitely takes 2 to tango. And one has to be doing everything right. The other has to be doing a whole lot wrong. And boy, I hate it for the Spurs. Not to say that they don't deserve it, but in this climate, a loss like this in today's sports world, you're going to get the extreme of all of it. That's where we are right now. I mean, they blow a lead. Chris, Darren Fox had probably one of his worst games in postseason that he's had. He has a small postseason resume, but I can't imagine he played a game that was any worse than he had yesterday. Well, and it doesn't mean he can never play again. It just means he had a a horrible game in this one last night.
Yeah, and the play at the end of the game didn't help his cause. And you know, you can go back and forth on that. To me, that's a little bit of Monday morning quarterbacking. I mean, if he gets down there and makes that layup, they go up by 3 with 7 seconds. And, you know, the Knicks are left now with a desperation 3 at the other end. If he pulls the ball out and dribbles it away, maybe he's able to run off another second or two. Then he has to make free throws. So I think he felt like, you know what, the layup is a better play than the free throws. But what happened? Yeah. OG Anunoby ran back and blocked the shot out of nowhere.
Blocked it.
You know, I mean, Anunoby is going to get all the credit for the greatest tip-in in NBA history. But that wouldn't have mattered had he not run back and blocked the shot on the previous play.
Chase down block.
Absolutely. Yep. So, you know, he made a great play, I thought, on that. And, you know, Skraby brought this up to, you know, talking to him. He said, like, I can't believe people are just like killing De'Aaron Fox and kind of forgetting the fact that they blew a 29-point lead. You know, like before that, like that wasn't the only play that went into it. And I think if the coach of the Spurs, Mitch Johnson, you know, could have given the worst speech in the history of halftime, if he did, what he would have said was, hey, guys, we're up 29. Game's pretty much over. Let's go out here in the second half and let's just jack up threes. Let's not try to run any offense. Let's not try to get the ball inside to Wemby. Let's not attack the basket. Let's just come into the front court, make one pass, and throw up a 3. And, you know, we'll just play out the game. Because that's what it looked like he must have said at halftime. Because that's the way they played the second half. And, you know, give the Knicks full credit. Everybody's saying, well, the Knicks keep saying, look, we never gave up. We never gave up. Every team says they never give up. But in this case, the Spurs, you know, made their not giving up worthwhile because they were able to open the door to let them back in the game.
Yeah, I think that, you know, both things can be true. De'Aaron Fox could have had a poor game in terms of turnovers, questionable turnovers that he made, and the team didn't make the adjustment. I thought the problem was they played the same way in the second half as they played in the first half. The only difference was they were making all of those threes in the first half. Once I can understand coming into the third quarter and maybe playing the same way, but once you recognize that you are no longer knocking those down, you got to start getting closer to the basket. Yeah. And I once again, you know, after watching him assert himself in the paint the last game, it seemed like Wemby was falling in love with the 3 as well. He must have shot on one possession, and I think he got up 3 of them because they got the offensive rebound twice, and he got up another 3 in each of them. And it was indicative of what you saw in the second half, and it just opened the door for Brunson and everybody else who was. I mean, Brunson was unbelievable in that in that game last night. Unbelievable.
I would like to see
it just opened the door for him to do what he did.
I would like to see anybody make a step back 3 with a 7'5" guy reaching his arm up in front of you.
Done.
Don't see how he could even see the basket. I mean, it swished.
There's
right
no way
in.
He saw the basket.
No, he's really incredible.
Il619 in the chat said something I almost word for word said to you guys before the show. It would be cool to see the Knicks win, but the way New York fans are acting make me not want to see them win. They are out of control. Last night when the Spurs got back to their hotel, Wemby's walking in. Someone pelted him with an egg. Like he threw an egg at him, hit him in the head.
You know,
it's not funny, but it is funny.
Don't be surprised. Don't be so surprised. That might have been a Spurs fan. Maybe, you know, like after blowing that
there's
game.
Video. There's video.
I'm just saying that could have been a Spurs fan throwing that egg.
That.
I mean, after that second half.
But can we? What's Knicks fans like? Get it together.
They're well, look, everything's a little bigger and crazier in New York. So I don't know.
I think you have to. I think as a non-New Yorker, you have to match their energy, or they'll just try to punk you. And I think that's what's happening right now. You have to match them. I think. Listen, and not to be funny, I think clearly that some of that's ridiculous. Some of these people are actually getting beat up and stripped of their jerseys. That's crazy, but that's not that's
I just
that's
saw
a
the
whole
Wemby
nother
video
thing.
again.
But
I got to put this up on the website for you guys.
I mean, I haven't seen it, but the visual of an egg hitting the 7'5" man's
Give me
head
1 second.
it's kind of funny. Nonetheless, Chris, this is one of the biggest collapses. This is the biggest collapse in finals history.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be right up there with Adam Klug, but I mean, this is right up there with the Falcons and some of the other.
Oh, you haven't seen the new Falcons logo? They changed it to Spurs colors.
Hardy har. The only thing that's a semi-saving grace at the moment for the Spurs is they could actually completely squash the narrative if they were able to come back and win the last 3 games, but that really seems highly doubtful at this point. I mean, the Knicks have got to believe at this point they can win any game, anywhere, anytime. And, don't overlook the fact that in the Eastern Conference, was it the finals, that they were down 22 in the fourth quarter to Cleveland, came back and won that game. I mean, that kind of builds a little bit of belief. And I think that they, were able to carry that momentum with them last night. That was part of it. But, definitely, it was historic.
Go to your screen so you can see this, Chris. There is some bird flipping going on there. So if you don't like that, then don't watch the YouTube. But you can watch us, by the way, at Gwynn and Chris SD or at 97.3 The Fan. I'm not going to play the audio because they're swearing. But Wemby gets off the bus, they're throwing stuff at him, and boom, right into the back of the head. He gets it right into the back of the head, right there.
That's a good shot, man.
That was an incredible throw.
I think it was actually the only person who makes that shot is Brunson. Was it maybe him?
Maybe it was.
Yeah, that's a hell of a shot from it. It looked like a pretty far distance away that he got popped on that. Tony was there in 1998 during the World Series, sitting out in the bleachers, so he knows exactly what he's speaking about.
That's
right?
True.
I mean,
that's true.
Yankee fans, I'm sure, were not exactly welcoming to you all those years ago, and things haven't changed. No. So that's the way it goes.
Once they figured it out, they were not very welcome. All right, let's get to break. We got some NASCAR coming to San Diego here soon. Ryan Preece, one of the NASCAR drivers, will join us in the 3:00 hour. We got a daily gambit, some more Big Five coming your way. We got a lot, at least for another 3 hours. Again, we have the roundtable coming for hour number 4 here today. So hang out. More Gwynn and Chris on the other side.
What are we doing, guys?
I'm going to see the museum for the first time ever. It's going to be sweet. See my dad's plaque. See where Trevor's plaque is going to be. It's going to be pretty dope.
Chris, I'm going to go to the Hall of Fame for the second time because I went earlier today, but I'm going in to see Tony go into the Hall of Fame. So all the way straight and back left.
Straight back left.
Straight on that back wall.
This one?
Yeah.
How you feeling, Tony?
I don't know how I'm feeling right now, honestly.
Excited?
I'm definitely excited. Hello, Eric. How you doing? You good?
Wow. Just like I told you, next to the famous Barney Dreyfuss and Leslie Wilkinson, whoever they are.
That does look like them.
I know. It's a good shot. They don't do them all that great. That one's good. Really good.
I missed a year. 300. Must have been bad. Huh? I used to be. Not anymore, though.
Oh, it's so cool. What team did you play on?
I can give you a long list of them. Brewers, Padres, Dodgers, Phillies, Nationals.
What position did you play?
I played outfield. This was my dad. There's Dick Williams, Goose. I think he'd be pretty happy with his company over here. So.
What are you thinking of seeing it for the first time?
I'm thinking
I'm hot. I'm quite warm right now, but it's cool. I mean, it's what I thought it was going to be. I mean, not too many people can say they have a dad that's enshrined in this place. So I think this is awesome.
What are we doing, guys?
I'm going to see the museum for the first time ever. It's going to be sweet. See my dad's plaque. See where Trevor's plaque is going to be. It's going to be pretty dope.
Chris,
I'm going to go to the Hall of Fame for the second time because I went earlier today, but I'm going in to see Tony go into the Hall of Fame. So all the way straight at the back left.
Straight back left.
Straight on that back wall.
This one?
Yeah.
How you feeling, Tony?
I don't know how I'm feeling right now, honestly.
Excited?
I'm definitely excited. Hello, Eric. How you doing? Pretty good. Wow.
Just like I told you, next to the famous Barney Dreyfuss and Leslie Wilkinson, whoever they are.
That does look like them.
I know. It's a good shot. They don't do them all that great. That one's good. Really good.
I missed a year. 300. Must have been bad. Huh? I used to be. Not anymore, though.
Oh, it's so cool. What team did you play on?
I can give you a long list of them. Brewers, Padres, Dodgers, Phillies, Nationals.
What position did you play?
I played outfield. This was my dad. Oh, there's Dick Williams, Goose. I think he'd be pretty happy with his company over here. So.
What are you thinking of seeing it for the first time?
I'm thinking
I'm hot. I'm quite warm right now, but it's cool. I mean, it's what I thought it was going to be. I mean, not too many people can say they have a dad that's enshrined in this place. So I think this is awesome.
What are we doing, guys?
I'm going to see the museum for the first time ever. It's going to be sweet. See my dad's.
Our friends south of the border, Viva Mexico! Keep the celebrations. There you go. That's a good song for those great soccer fans down there. 2-0. It's the final. Mexico has opened the FIFA World Cup.
Why is Tony smiling?
With a victory over South because he's thinking he just won another fantabulous sports game.
No, by the way, I won yesterday. Bro.
You did sneak a win out. 2-0 Mexico over
Was that yesterday?
The Republic of South Africa.
2 days ago.
It's a good thing the match ended when it did because South Africa was down to 9 players. If they played another few minutes, they might have been down to 8 or 7. And, really Mexico had this when they scored in the 9th minute at the beginning of the match. And then South Africa
never threatened.
No, they never even got close. And then they went down a man. So after that, Mexico was like, let's just run out the clock. And I think some of their fans were actually getting a little bit
They were
getting a little bit impatient that Mexico wasn't trying to pour it on more than they did, but
they felt better after they got the second goal. But they were definitely getting a little irritated before that one.
Yeah, because they were playing the old whatever soccer's version is of the prevent defense for a long time, but 2-0. So a good start to the World Cup for Mexico. Obviously, the United States begins tomorrow night at SoFi. against Panama. I believe that's at 6 p.m. tomorrow night. So congrats to everybody down there south of the border. I know everybody's excited in Mexico. And I know there's actually a lot of fans that live here that as much as we root for the USA, have always kind of followed Mexico's national team. So good win there. And, the World Cup is here. I will say this, Tony, at least from what you look at the pictures that I'm looking at and some of the game I watched today, people can say whatever they want. I didn't see too many empty seats there. So everybody's talking about what a disaster this is going to be and nobody can afford a ticket. And, maybe that will come to bear in the United States at some of the games. But, I mean, that Mexico match, it doesn't look like you could shoehorn another person in there for that.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree. I don't disagree. It is. I mean, are we to believe that everyone in there is like got it like that, or there's no regular folks in the
right? Did everybody pay $11,000 or 11 whatever pesos for a seat down there today? I doubt it. So we'll see how it all works out. I think it's going to, as is most stuff, it's probably not going to be nearly as bad as they said it, or say it's going to be. There's probably a little bit of both involved, and hopefully for the great soccer fan, it'll be a great 6 weeks coming up, and it is underway today. Padres day off, and back to work tomorrow in Baltimore, which always gives me a chance.
They're actually playing tonight.
Oh, the Orioles are. Yes, you're right. They're home to Seattle.
They're playing the Mariners. I was actually going to a workout. I ran into Don, who's on my floor, and we are also on the floor with Julio Rodriguez, who was I would assume on his way to the bus to go to the field to play the game tonight. So that doesn't happen very often.
I was going to say, that's kind of a small world.
And you see the other team in there. It's kind of weird, but
that seems a little weird. And I also am very surprised to think that Don Orsillo would agree to be on the same floor as the rest of you people. So it's good to hear.
Hey,
Don's hanging out with the normal folk.
When
today.
you saw Julio Rodriguez, did you say, how does it feel not to have the Vetter Cup trophy, Julio? And walk away.
That's why Skraby is so well beloved around the country.
Well, we beat you.
I did not do that.
We took home the Vetter Cup, Julio. You just boo him down the hallway. Chris doesn't think it's funny. I think it's hilarious.
It's not funny at all. But this also gives me a moment to just remind everybody that the fact that you guys are in Baltimore is one of the many reasons why we don't get, as many Dodger Padre games as we would like to, because you have to go play Baltimore. You have to go play Texas. You have to go play everyone in the American League. And again, I could live without 3 games with Baltimore if it meant that I could get 3 more with the Dodgers, because that's where the excitement is. That's where everybody gets, to me, fired up. I think baseball has made a bit of a mistake here. They have too many other challenges ahead of them to worry about that right now. But they give you the same spiel every time, right? Hey, it's great. Interleague play is great. The Yankees get to come and the Red Sox get to come. Well, that's true. But so do the Royals get to come, and so do
Bobby Witt Jr.
All right. You know whatever. It's almost impossible to make a comment sometimes with you sitting over there.
Wow, man!
I don't need to see Bobby Witt. Honestly, I don't. I got my phone. I can see him, and hey, it'll make it that much more special the time I get to go finally check him out. Or, I mean, I'm just saying, like, sometimes, absence makes the heart grow fond. Maybe if we didn't see the American League as much, it'd be like
it'd be a little more special.
Yeah, it would be.
I really thought they had it right when you rotated divisions and basically you played the Yankees every 3 years. I was good with that. Yeah, then it seemed a little more fun, but it is what it is. And I also know that Jesse and yourself were commenting about how wonderful it is to have just gone to Philadelphia and Washington, D.C. a week ago, and now head right back to Baltimore after, crisscrossing the country a couple of times. But that is almost what the schedule has to be in order to get all of these games in. So that's another aspect of it that the fans don't really see. The travel is crazier. So
Yeah, we'll come back. We'll come back and get the rest of the East Coast guys. We got still got Miami, Atlanta.
You still got a few more.
Tampa.
Yeah, you still got, goodness.
Still got the Mets. So we'll be back out east again. Don't you worry.
Right. And Braden Suprena told us on the roundtable today that he wanted to thank you and Don for all of the airtime yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
You guys had a great time at his expense. And allow me to say that me and pretty much everybody else was cheering you on, Tony. Poor Braden was sitting there, and you and Don was taking shots at Mark Grant, saying, well, he's probably talking his ear off, and you're like, don't be so sure. Braden can talk his ear off, too. So you guys had a lot of fun with that.
That was pretty darn good.
That was, I was trying to get my man Don up off of Mark, and I think Braden just happened to be an easy target.
Caught a couple of strays there.
As soon as the camera was there, I was like, oh, that's Braden right there. And then, the conversations kind of took on.
Who do you think? Who do you think won that conversation?
Who won it?
Yeah, I mean, that they were both jockeying for best conversation.
Where do you come up with some of this stuff? We're a half hour into the show, and you've already...
That's a weird thing to say.
Yeah, you've perplexed me into no speech 3 times already in the show.
Is that a weird thing to say?
I just don't think
what did you call it?
Who won the conversation?
Who won the conversation? A new one from you.
Apparently I don't understand why that's so bad, but the chat is like, why you said that? What?
We'll take a break here. We'll see if Skraby can get his thoughts organized, and we'll see who wins the conversation when we come back on Gwynn and Chris.
The biggest guests in.
So last night the bus was to leave for the airport at 8 p.m. And Tony, you know this. Everybody knows this. If you're hooked up with anything like this, as Pete Carroll used to say, on time means you're late.
Right.
So Amy's the young lady who handles all the travel and puts together the itinerary. So we're just about ready to leave.
TJ Lucida.
She stands up as the bus is kind of rumbling to life. And she goes, okay, everybody get your passports out. I want to make sure nobody leaves without their passport. Because, again, you are talking to college kids here, and you don't want
college kids, huh?
That's what she thought she was talking to.
She thought she. So I'm sitting there, and I'm thinking to my head, like, you don't need a passport for this trip. I didn't even bring one. We're just going to the Bahamas. And so, yeah.
That was your thought process? The Bahamas are an international flight, I believe.
This is almost equal to the fact that North Dakota borders Canada.
I think it does equal that, Scrape.
Actually, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, I forgot about it too, buddy.
Right. So for whatever reason, I did not bring my passport. I'm sitting there, and I'm like, my stomach, you have your sinking feeling. And I'm like, what? Never do that. Yeah, thank you. And I was like, oh no, I don't have my passport. Here's my second thought, guys. If I just quietly call Lori, because the flight wasn't until 10 o'clock. You got some extra time. So I said, if I call Lori and just have her bring my passport down to the airport, I'll be able to get away with this without everybody knowing that I blew it. Because that isn't a factor here. You don't want to be embarrassed. So she's in the back checking the players, passport situation out. And I'm having this argument with myself. Oh no, what do I do? And so my first thing is I'll call Lori and I'll just say, hey, can you, I blew it. I forgot my passport. Can you meet me down at the airport? And then I thought, we live 25 minutes from the airport. Lori is not going to be happy. Getting my passport and driving it down there.
Because the airport is really easy to access these days.
And never easy to access, exactly. So I had a quick discussion with myself, and it was either A, it's time for me to embarrass myself in front of the team, or I'm going to have to ask Lori to drive to the airport. I chose the first one. So I said, oh my goodness, I can't believe I forgot my passport. I don't have it. And Stacey Terry Hudson looked at me and like, what? Like you? I mean, she wasn't mean about it. She was just like so surprised. And as I was, and everybody's like, what are you going to do? And I said, well, I live, literally 10 minutes from the school. And I said, I'm going to call Lori right now. Is there any way we can just hold up for 10 minutes?
What?
That's all. It was either that or make Lori drive down, Skraby. You got to understand my options here. They're very limited.
I get it, but I think your mistake means that you have to
do the hard one.
Yeah, you have to deal with the hard part.
I agree. Well, this didn't turn out a whole lot better. Amy, it's her first year on the job, but she's a very nice gal, so I don't have any really, I don't have any cachet with her yet. And she's like looking at her watch, looking at Coach Stacey Terry. She's like, 10 minutes, because that can be a little...
That's stressful.
Well,
it's stressful. And she doesn't care. Her job is to get everybody on that damn plane.
Right. And a lot of times what we don't know, the traveling party doesn't know, is they've already like called ahead and talked. They have a travel agent that's going to kind of expedite the process a little bit. And if they mess up that contact, then everybody's messed up.
So everything is thrown asunder if you got to wait 10 minutes. And but I'm on the phone with Lori, and Lori's like, well, I'm not going to the airport. There's no way. She's like, you tell them that I'll be there in 10 minutes.
You tell them.
And I will give Lori a lot of credit. She, while this discussion was going on, found the passport and was already in the car.
Whoa.
So I give her a ton of credit. She didn't wait for... Okay, go get the passport and hurry up.
Because she knew she wasn't going to the airport. So
she knew she wasn't going to the airport. Exactly, Tony.
She's like, I'm in the car.
She did. She said, I'm in the car. So I told, Amy, and I got Lori on the phone. I'm telling Amy and Coach, I'm like, she's on her way. And I said, I drive this all the time. It really is 10 minutes. And they're like, all right, 10 minutes. So last night, the bus was to leave for the airport at 8 p.m., and Tony, you know this. Everybody knows this. If you're hooked up with anything like this, as Pete Carroll used to say, on time means you're late.
Right.
So Amy's the young lady who handles all the travel and puts together the itinerary. So we're just about ready to leave.
TJ Lacita.
She stands up as the bus is kind of rumbling to life. And she goes, okay, everybody get your passports out. I want to make sure nobody leaves without their passport, because again, you are talking to college kids here, and you don't want.
It is indeed some more Gwynn and Chris. 2:38 out in what looks to be a beautiful day in San Diego. 5:38 here in Baltimore, and it is quite humid.
I was going to say, is it just awful? I mean, I've heard, I'll never forget, this is going way back, but Angels were playing in Baltimore one time. And I'm just going to ignore you completely here because I'm going to try to win the conversation. The Angels were in Baltimore, and Don Drysdale's doing the play-by-play with Dick Enberg, and they are sweltering. And it was so bad you could hear it in the radio call. And so I always, was really concerned about the humidity there in Baltimore. And you guys got like the all humidity road trip here with Baltimore and St. Louis. and thank goodness for Texas to play indoors. But otherwise, that would be a nightmare of a road trip in that regard. So
it's definitely the all humidity road trip.
Yeah.
I mean, this is thankfully you get to play in the barn house, otherwise known as the Rangers stadium that they have there. And without that, this would be the worst trip in the league.
Well, the Rangers didn't make
back when it was in it was in Arlington.
I can't believe it. I cannot believe they had an open stadium.
That's what
Texas.
And people used to say that the Rangers would never get to the World Series until they got a new stadium because they would just wear them out every year, and it held up.
They didn't play day games, did they?
Sure, they did.
Yes, they played day games.
That's absolutely insane.
It was god awful. It was god awful.
That's so bad.
Yeah.
So bad. Audiophile AJ said on the chat, found this YouTube channel to say that Skraby is not winning that conversation. I wasn't in the running for the conversation. It was between Mudd and Braden. I wasn't saying that I was going to win the conversation. I asked who out of those two won the conversation.
Speaking of the
stuff that really doesn't matter.
You know what? Last night's game kind of you see it all the time at the forum, or not at the forum, at Staples or crypto, because the Lakers have been Lakers or whatever, the Clippers, I guess, when they shared that building, have been a little more relevant than the Knicks have been. But man, everybody was there at that game last night. I mean, everyone.
And there were some people that shouldn't have been there.
Oh, we're talking NBA Finals.
Yeah, yes. NBA Finals.
Who should have been there?
Well, I'm going to tell you who shouldn't have been there. Now, first of all, I'm going to tell you who should be there, right? Spike Lee has to be there. John McEnroe, native New Yorker, known from New York, got to be there. Larry David, New York. Seinfeld, Mets fan, New York, all the way.
All there.
Chalamet and Ben Stiller, they've been at every Knick game I've seen for the last 5 years. They get to, they got to be in the front row. Kansas City Chief wannabe fan Taylor Swift does not belong at the game.
Why does Taylor Swift not belong there?
Where did she pop in from wearing a Knicks jersey?
Well, that is quite
shirt. Where did that come?
Annoying.
Is she all of a sudden on the side dating Jalen Brunson? What is happening here?
No, she's getting married to Travis Kelce. Come on, Chris.
That was the excuse my wife gave. My wife said, well, she's getting married at Madison Square Garden.
Is she?
Yeah. So what? That guarantees her a front row seat, and she's all of a sudden a lifelong Knick. Get her off my screen. She's already wasted too much time of mine in the past at the NFL playoffs. Now she's taking this away.
I'm saying, no.
Get off our show. Exactly.
I'm saying, though, she probably could afford the seat. So,
okay, that's part of
There's that part. But I don't know. Has she ever made her allegiance to an NBA team known?
I don't even think she knows the NBA exists until somebody told her, go sit in the front row and get a whole bunch of camera time.
Well, actually, I know how this works now because they did a whole investigation on how celebrities get free tickets. And by the way, guess what? Spike Lee buys his tickets for one reason. And that's because he does not want to play by James Dolan, the owner of the Knicks' rules.
It's interesting that you're saying this because people did ask that I was watching the game with last night and said, did they give these people free tickets?
Some do get
and
it.
I thought, why would they need free tickets? These guys have more money than they know what to do.
It's the perception. James Dolan feels like it's the perception that Madison Square Garden is like the craziest show on earth. You get all these celebrities there. Fans want to go to the game to look at the celebrities and things like that. But so celebrities reach out to the Knicks if they have a good relationship with the team and they say, hey, I want to go to this game, and they say, all right, we'll give you courtside seats, but you have to be engaged the entire game. You have to stay in your seat, or you can't leave the game early, and you just have to act like you're having the greatest time in the world. And also, we would like for you to do some in-game commercials on the big screen for us, type of thing. So Spike Lee doesn't want to do that, so he pays for his tickets. But Emily Ratajkowski found out that she got free.
San Diego's own.
Yes,
I might add.
She got Knicks tickets. She left the game early.
Oh boy!
Reached out to get Rangers tickets, who James Dolan also owns that team, and James Dolan personally said she cannot have.
Is this
those
a real
tickets.
story?
Yes, I read it in multiple different places this morning.
I bet you got a lot of sources backing you up on this one.
No one likes James Dolan. That's why there's so many sources.
I would not disagree with that. He does not seem to be a well-liked owner, even by the New York fans. And if they lose, they're going to blame him 100%. But
I think that's totally fair, though. Like, people are saying this is bad on the Knicks. I think it's fair if you're going to give these people $1,000 tickets for free that they just should be engaged during the game.
Those aren't $1,000 tickets, right?
Those are $10,000 tickets.
$15,000-$20,000 tickets.
Hey, I tell you what, Taylor Swift was engaged. I don't know about what you guys are watching.
Yeah, she earned her way back the next time. She was dancing around like a lunatic. But I don't even think she knew what was going on. I honestly think.
Will you stop?
I'm sorry. I think her friend next to her was like, Taylor, let's jump up and down now. They just made a shot. She didn't know what was going on. the excitement of the end of the game was definitely heightened by, after Anunoby came flying in there, makes that incredible tip shot, and they look and they kind of got the reactions of Larry David and Seinfeld and all of these fans, and it was real reactions. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what sports can do. I don't care if you are a 10 times over billionaire, celebrity, or if you're sitting in the top row of the stadium, or you're in a mess of people at Central Park. Your excitement at that moment as a Knicks fan had to be the same, right? And so it brings everybody together, even if just for a moment we can all share something. And I'm not a Knicks fan. I never have been. But I got to tell you, I felt pretty good for the New York fans, man. It's been 53 years.
Swift. She can't do that.
Except for her. Well, she's not a fan, so I don't have to worry about her.
I just put this
She's
together.
not a fan.
She was Taylor Swift was sitting next to the woman who's on Law and Order, who's a massive Knicks fan. I can't pronounce her name. It's Mariska Hargitay or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
She, after the game, was going up to players, hugging them. Apparently, she's a big fan of this team. Going up to Brunson, I love you, bro.
Yeah, no,
this is not Taylor Swift, Chris.
Yeah, I get you.
Her and Jalen Brunson are like homies. Like she has a rare pair of Kobe's that are made just for Jalen Brunson.
All right, so we then have her to blame for bringing Taylor Swift, is what you're saying.
I guess so.
All right.
I guess if you Google her name, Mariska Hargitay,
I know who she is. Yeah.
The videos are amazing. She walks out of Madison Square Garden with her hands in the air, her hair's all messed up. She goes, "Best night of my life."
If I'm the Spurs, I'm showing all that video to my guys and saying, "Look, we got to make sure we don't have this reaction again." I'd have to use it all right now if I'm the Spurs, because they're going to need something pretty dramatic to.
Hey, when did they change it back to 2-3-2-2-2-1-1-1?
Good question. But I would say within the last 4 or 5 years. Yeah, it was 2-3-2.
I remember that.
Yeah, honestly, Tony, it was 2-2-1-1-1 for all of my.
I remember that.
It changed in '85, which was the first year the Lakers and Celtics played a 2-3-2, meaning the middle 3 games were played all in Los Angeles that year. And it stayed 2-3-2, I would say, from 85 till maybe 5 years ago. And then they went back, and I don't know the entire rationale, but I think that the NBA has always felt like it was not fair for the team that had home court advantage to actually have to, potentially be behind in the series because of the way the setup was. I really think it didn't matter. These teams are good enough. If you're going to win the championship, you win it wherever it's played. But the Lakers won a lot of the 2-3-2s. I know the Bulls, everyone they did was a 2-3-2 format. So yeah, they did go back. You're right. So back to San Antonio for Game 5 on Saturday.
Man, the carbon footprint on this NBA Finals just keeps getting bigger.
There you go, Scrabe. There's a good complaint.
Scrabe's got some World Cup facts that he wants to go through. Let's hit these up, Scrabe.
Okay, I really wanted to. I didn't get the song that I wanted, so I have to play this. We're just gonna have to play the Olympics just to get some music under me for this.
But not prepared.
No, I couldn't find a good song for this. I couldn't.
So you just went with one that has to do with the Olympics.
Yeah, because this is awesome.
You couldn't find. Away.
Yeah, what was your? Yeah, I don't know what your range was. What you were looking for.
Okay, fine. I barely looked. Okay,
I thought so. I thought so.
I did look though.
The truth is out.
I did. Oldest player in the entire tournament. And by the way, these are not really cool stats, but they're fun.
So why
stats.
are we giving them?
Wait. Are we doing stats or facts?
Both.
Okay. All right.
What age do you think?
This is off to a shaky start, I must say.
I don't disagree with you. Chris?
What is the question again?
Oldest player, how old do you think?
9?
Oldest player, how old do you think?
Don't know.
I'm going to say 39.
39.
43. Scotland's Craig Gordon is going to be competing as the oldest football player, second oldest in World Cup history at 43 years old.
Right.
As of June 11th, there are 7 players in their 40s this World Cup, with soccer greats Cristiano Ronaldo of Portugal being the second oldest. He's 41.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Heading into it. The youngest player is actually based out of Tijuana.
9 years old. No.
The youngest player.
17.
Chris is just going to keep saying 9. You're right. 17. Gilberto Mora of Mexico. He is the youngest player at 17, and he usually plays down in Tijuana. So if you want to go see him after the World Cup, you can. The most common game result. What do you think is the most common score?
1-1.
Okay. Chris?
1-0.
You're right. 1-0 is the most common score. The second most common is 2-1. So I would never have guessed a 1-0 score is the most.
Every game is 1-0.
I don't feel like they are.
Yeah, I do.
I don't feel like they are.
Yeah, I do.
You know what, Tony? You're not
Taylor Swift crossed this guy, and he is just on.
He's building on my anguish with watching soccer, but he's right. I tuned in because it's the World Cup, and I second half was 1-0, Mexico. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna see the excitement here, and I watched for 20 minutes, and I didn't see one even attack on the offensive end of the field on either side, and I just like, what is this? Nothing's happening. I can't get over that, and I know soccer fans are like, well, you just don't understand the nuances of the game. All right, I guess I don't, but when the defender guy is passing the ball back to the goalkeeper, who's kicking it over to another defender, who's passing it back to the goalkeeper, I don't see a lot of thrills and spills there.
I think with the word you're looking for is patience. You don't have the patience for.
I don't.
This.
You're right. Give me some action.
No nuance. It's just patience.
That's fair. That's fair.
Oh man. Here's a guy who says he needs scoring, and then the women's World Cup team scores like 15 goals, and he's mad at them.
Yes, that was cheating. Can I get in one more shot at soccer then? Just while I'm on.
Why are you doing this?
Because everybody doesn't like me right now who's soccer crazy. I would like it. See if you guys agree with me. I would like it one time, just once, to see a player get knocked down while they go after a ball and then just pop right up and continue play.
I see that all the time.
You do not see that ever.
I see it every day.
As soon as they get knocked down, they roll over 6 times, they grab their ankle, they hold their head.
Listen,
know exactly what happens every time they get knocked down.
There is an art to getting the call. Okay. And here's the thing. And here's how I learned this. And the funny thing is that in girls, they don't really do that. Like, it's only in the male side that they really play on the thing. But what I found is these refs won't call it if you don't go down. Like, at first I was telling my girls, hey man, make sure you stay on your feet.
Yeah. Fight
through contact, right? Because that's just kind of how you learn in football and you learn in basketball. But if you don't, you can get clipped, and if you don't fall, they won't call it. And
so
a lot of times,
telling me they have to do that to get the call.
I'm saying that yes, they embellish it. Now listen, the ones where that nothing actually happened, that's different. Like they're just acting at that point. The ones who actually get clipped, I kind of get it now. You sell the call, move on.
Well, this is low-hanging fruit, but I will say that there is a future for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Oh, my God.
Sorry.
My man is catching strays.
I know.
We ain't even talking about the NBA.
That was too easy. I couldn't miss that.
Do you guys know the best finish for the U.S.?
Yes.
They've
won.
Round of 16, right?
I think they made the 8 one time, Tony. They were talking about it yesterday. I think Landon Donovan or somebody said
did they play Germany, I think, in that one?
All I know is they've won one. They've won one knockout match in their history. That's it.
All right.
So
their best finish ever came in the inaugural World Cup in 1930, where they finished third.
Oh, well,
since then,
another country heard from.
2002, U.S. made it to quarterfinals. They beat Portugal and Mexico before losing to Germany, which, as Tony said, finishing 8th. And then in 2022, they came in 14th after being pummeled, according to the article, by the Netherlands. And I don't think 3-1's
ugly.
I don't think 3-1's a pummeling, but maybe
they got. If I recall, they got them pretty quick too. Like
I
bang,
do. I do. It was pretty over before it even began. Everybody was very excited about that. Anyway, there you go. Some World Cup facts.
That's pretty good stuff.
I have some more. Most red cards, Brazil.
Well, then let's stop the music and get all this in. This is stuff people need
World's
to know.
most represented soccer club is Manchester City. So
most represented. What does
all
that
right,
mean?
most players from Premier League or something.
Oh, I see.
Daily Gambit on the other side. More going to
It's
Chris.
Ben Woods, and we're not just a radio show.
Tony Gwynn likes to say. Bill House Studios are popping today. I don't know if that's the right usage of that term, but gave him my best shot. Chris Ello, Matt Skraby hanging out in the Bill House Studios, where we know how. Tony Gwynn Jr. is in Baltimore. Baltimore Orioles hosting the Padres tomorrow. Baltimore Orioles franchise started where, guys? Quick little bit of trivia, a little piece of trivia for you. Either of you on this? No.
I'm trying to think here.
Baltimore Orioles were originally before moving to Baltimore.
Tony, do you know?
Tony Gwynn Jr. does not have it.
I don't. I have no guess.
I don't know off the top of my head.
That's okay. You're not under the gun or anything here. The Baltimore Orioles were originally, and I'm trying to see what year they moved. They moved to Baltimore in 1954, 1953, and prior to that, they were the St. Louis Browns. St. Louis had another team in the American League.
And yesterday we found out that they had the St. Louis Cardinals football team and the St. Louis Cardinals
You did not
team.
even know that, huh?
I didn't realize that at the same
that.
time.
Interesting.
I mean, the Cardinals baseball team has been around forever. So
yes.
it makes
St.
sense.
Louis, that was one of those things where the St. Louis Cardinals baseball team was always there. The St. Louis Cardinals football team were originally the Chicago Cardinals. So
Yes,
when they
I did know
moved,
that.
they kept the nickname, and then you had football and baseball both being the St. Louis Cardinals. And again, the show is drifting off into crazy areas that we couldn't imagine ever happening
it's an
before.
off day, Chris.
All right, we better get to the Daily Gambit here, see what's coming up actually on the field of play.
Do you like money?
I think about money a lot.
Do you like money without doing anything?
Winning.
Do you want to make money while watching sports?
I think Washington is immortal luck.
Washington! Woohoo! If you answered yes, this is your segment. Just don't blame us when you lose.
Nothing is ever your fault.
It's your game. Take it.
Gwynn and Chris go through the top bets of the day in the Daily Gambit on 97.3 The Fan.
Daily Gambit is our daily sports betting segment here on Gwynn and Chris. Please, everybody, gamble responsibly. We are broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios, where we know how.
This is a recording. I said that 3 times at the beginning of the segment.
Just making sure everybody knows where
Good.
we are.
All right.
He said it was popping, actually.
Oh, that's right.
Popping.
You did say that.
Yeah,
I can't believe I missed it. Can't believe I missed it. But you did make some bets.
You were
the other
actually part of the
day.
show and not paying attention to what was going on? That's a stunner.
I have a lot going on over here. I have a lot.
I can't believe I missed it. He doubled up on it, too.
Yeah, right.
Doubling up is kind of crazy that I missed that, to be honest with you. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, Dylan Cease. Let's get into the bets.
Are you okay, man?
Yes.
Okay.
I got a lot going on. Okay. Padres and Reds from Tuesday night. Reds were favored by 1.5 runs. Chris and I both went Padres. Unfortunately, the Reds won in extras, so the Padres. I guess they won 5-4, so the Padres did win the bet.
5-3. There's a 2-run homer that.
I'm just going to go
hit.
home. Yesterday, I thought that Fernando should have more walk-off hits on the road. I mean, I'm just going to go. I'm just going to go home.
You seem like you're a little distracted today, buddy. Are you okay? We do have a show for like another couple hours.
You have to pull it back together here. Well, I don't want you to miss that, by the way, Tony. He couldn't believe that Fernando Tatis Jr. had never had a walk-off hit on the road. Until I informed him that that's impossible.
Yeah.
You can't have a walk-off hit on the road.
It was a brain malfunction.
He didn't get it.
It was a brain malfunction yesterday.
Took him a moment.
Hey, listen, I'm not gonna lie. It's so crazy because you said that. I was like, what's the problem? He can't.
Yeah, the problem is that you can't ever walk off when you're on the road. So that was my fault.
Yeah, that's an interesting one there, Scrape. As I said, you seem distracted.
I don't know why I'm distracted today. I shouldn't be. The Dodgers -1.5 against the Pirates the other night. They were facing Paul Skeens. Dodgers beat up on the Pirates that night, 12-3. So
last night, Ohtani gave up, I think, three or 4 runs?
Yeah.
5 maybe?
They really beat up on whoever came in after Skeens. Since Skeens only gave up a couple, and then the Avalanche started the moment he came out of the game.
That's true. Looking at the score, it tells you nothing about how Paul Skeens pitched. Let's see. More K's. Skeens or Cease. Both of us went Skeens. Skeens had 7. Cease had 11. So we were wrong about that. And then finally, we had the Carolina Hurricanes and the Las Vegas Golden Knights. Carolina -1.5 on the puck line. They ended up winning 5-3. So
right, they got the empty net goal at the end. And Game 5 in that series is tonight, and it's now being really, overshadowed by what happened in that, Knicks thing last night. Doesn't change the fact, though, that the Stanley Cup Finals have been very exciting. 4 really, really, really good games. All right, let's go for tonight. Dodgers are at Pittsburgh again. Justin Wroblewski, Mitch Keller. Dodgers favored by 1.5. In this game, Will Smith going to the injured list.
Oh, really?
By the way.
Did not know that.
Yeah, he went on the IL today. So you Dodger haters will not have him to kick around for a while.
A lot more Dalton Rushing, though.
Yes, and I don't know that Dalton Rushing's really learning yet. He seems like he just kind of still, gets himself caught in these sticky situations. So.
Well, are you referring to the slide the other day where...
The one that he slid out into right field and thought he was doing the right thing? Yes, I am referring to that.
I sent the video to you guys, and I really genuinely wanted to know, was this a bad slide? And Tony said back, yes, you're supposed to slide into the base. And he was like 3 or 4 feet away from the base.
You actually,
I said, or at least, or actually be able to reach the base.
Yes, you have
from
to.
Where you're
that
sliding
is the rule.
from.
Yes, you're supposed to at least be able to touch the base.
Yeah, he could not.
No,
he could not. And he acts like, what's the problem?
The thing was, he didn't even try to turn his body to a tip. He just went in straight like the base.
Yes,
was
right. He didn't even. He didn't even try to disguise it, as if, like Skraby said, he did not know the rule was against doing what he was doing.
Anyway.
Right.
All right, so we taking Dalton Rushing or the Pirates are right on the heels of the Padres, by the way, for the final wild card spot, just a half game behind.
I'll go Pirates.
You're going to take the Pirates here?
Yes.
I think the Pirates are for real to the extent that they may not win the division over there, but I think they may be a team you have to keep an eye on. Tony, what are you thinking of the Pirates at this juncture?
I agree. I think the Pirates, they're going to, unlike a team like the Nationals where, their offense is real, but they don't have any pitching.
Right.
The Pirates have pitching. They got some.
Yes, they do.
Some top tier arms. So they'll be like if the offense is for real, like those guys who are playing well continue to do that, their move will be like a bullpen type move to shore up if they want to, make that push.
Well, that's the other question with the Pirates. They may get to the trade deadline and think they're the Pirates and start trading everybody away anyway, because that's what they're used to doing. It's going to be something strange. All right, having said all that, I'll go with the Dodgers tonight. Tony, you got anybody here?
Yeah, I'm going to say the Dodgers too.
Dodgers. All right. I brought this one up because we have to tip the cap to your guy, Will Venable, who Chicago White Sox moved into first place last night with a victory over the Atlanta Braves.
Go ahead, Willie V.
So, first of all, it was shocking to everybody. Remember that, the White Sox have a wild card spot now. Well, now they have first place in the American League Central. They're 5 games over 500. They're doing it mostly at home, guys. They're 22-11 at home. And they've had a little magic there on the south side. Tonight, they're home to the also first place Atlanta Braves. So that's a pretty good matchup tonight. And the Braves are favored by 1.5. Again, I talked up the White Sox, so I'll pick the Braves. Tony, going with Will Venable here? Newly minted first place manager?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to go with my guy, Willie V. Let's go.
With Willie V, yeah.
Let's go, White Sox.
I think you should tell your guy, Willie V, that I had his back before the year because I believed in the White Sox, so I'll take them.
How much did you believe in the White Sox?
I said multiple times. I said they're going to be a lot better than people think they're going to be.
pull the tape up.
Yeah, I want to hear
the tape
that
up,
tape.
buddy. We're not just taking your word for it.
I would actually like to go back to our preseason picks.
That's where I said it.
And see that you probably picked the White Sox last.
I might have.
Okay.
I might
well,
have.
then
I'm going to go back to the preseason picks.
Pretty hard to believe you said they'd be great then if you picked them last.
Let me see. Keep going, Chris, because I got to find this.
All right. We got in that game, Hassan Kim for the Braves versus Braden Montgomery, the rookie for the White Sox, who hit a walk-off homer in his first game the other night. Who gets more total bases? Hassan Kim or Braden Montgomery? We'll start with you, Tony. I don't know how Hassan Kim has been doing for the Braves.
He's struggling.
Okay.
He's struggling big time.
Big time. You're going to go with the youngster, Braden Montgomery? Total bases.
Going with the youngster.
All right. Scrape, what do you got here?
Because I'm such a big White Sox guy, I'm going to go with him.
You're going to go with him?
Yeah.
You're not a big White Sox
By the
guy.
way,
We're
I
not
just
gonna
looked at our thing. None of us even mentioned the White Sox at all.
We didn't pick them.
No.
None of us picked them last.
They're in the AL Central, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. Yeah. We all picked, or Tony and I picked Tigers for first place. Chris chose Royals, and then last place we all picked the Twins.
Okay. So
there you go.
I'm going to go with because base running doesn't have to do with total bases.
But wait, hold up. But that's not. By the way, that's not what you were looking for. What you were looking for was sound, saying that you said
saying that the White Sox are going to be much improved.
Yes,
that's going to be a
what we'll
project for the
looking
weekend.
Okay, that's fine.
Weekend.
Just make sure you come up with something so you could prove this.
Either that or what I would suggest is that you just don't waste your time on this.
I'm pretty sure I said it. I'm like almost positive I said it.
I'm sure you are. All right, let's go to the World Cup tonight. We got the classic matchup if you want to, watch it later. South Korea is favored by a half goal over the Czech Republic. This is the second World Cup match of the opening day. Earlier,
I'm watching it though.
You're going to be tuned in, huh? Mexico beat RSA 2-0 if you're just tuned in. So, Viva Mexico. I'm going to take Czech Republic because I get a half a goal. I figure this will probably be a 0-0 game or 1-1. So I'll take Czech. Tony?
I'm going south.
You got a good feels about South Korea tonight?
Yeah,
okay.
I do.
Well, considering where my brain's at, I just typed in South Carolina for South Korea.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm going to go Czech Republic.
Czech, okay. Speaking of Carolina, they are favored by 1.5 over Vegas in Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Finals, Tony. Series is tied at 2.
In Carolina?
They're back to Carolina for Game 5 tonight, the pivotal Game 5, as they call it.
Sounds like the Knights are having some issues in goal, huh?
Golden Knights.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Or is it Carolina?
No, it was Carolina actually changed goalies for Game 4.
Okay, it was Carolina.
But neither team has been great defensively in this series. I think every game has been 4-3, 5-4. They've been, a lot of goals scored in this series so far.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Canes.
Go with the Canes.
Going with the Canes.
Scrape.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Hurricanes.
You're gonna go with the Canes. I'm gonna go with the Vegas plus 1.5. Every game's been a 1-goal game until Game 4, which was an empty net goal, made it 2. All right, Caitlin Clark, ever polarizing, back in action tonight. 19.5 points scored, over under, as she and her Indiana Dream take on the Chicago Sky. Tony, I don't know how much you follow the whole Caitlin Clark thing, and maybe it's just a Twitterverse thing, but it seems like every time she bumps into somebody, it creates a national, situation. Yeah. And, whether, did she do it on purpose? Is she trying to incite, a riot? Is she a dirty play? I mean, I don't know. Why can't we just watch her play basketball? It's really kind of odd to me, but for whatever reason. Huh?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why we cover. I mean, she is a passionate ball player.
Passionate, yeah.
And we see that all the time, like from all athletes. Like,
right. And how do we athletes that, quote, well, they don't look like they care out there?
I mean,
we never like that.
It's like our favorite thing to throw around when we're mad at an athlete.
Right.
You don't really care what you're doing.
So Caitlin Clark goes out there and cares what? Too much?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird how we kind of cover.
Yeah, she's
cover
been.
women in
She's
sports in
yeah,
general.
she is not. For some reason, I would think she'd almost be universally just loved. Let's just appreciate her. Anyway, having said that, I'll say over for Caitlin Clark. She does instigate a few things, though. Let's be fair.
I'm not saying that she doesn't. I'm just saying
she'll sneak a little shot in here and there, but that's all good in the game. I think Larry Bird, people like that, they did that kind of stuff all the time, and we appreciated their gamesmanship.
Ben Journo on the chat says that we should know that South Korea is one of the most talented rosters in the World Cup.
That's he talking to you two. I picked South Korea.
Yeah, Tony knows.
I picked the Czech Republic.
But do you want to switch based on this recommendation? I'll switch for you.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Oh, look at you.
Okay.
Give me South Korea.
Not standing 10 toes.
No kidding.
I have no allegiance to the Czech Republic.
I'm doubling down. I'm doubling my wager on Czech Republic
there
now.
You go. Stand 10 toes down, Chris.
Darn
I like
right.
it.
Caitlin Clark, 19.5 points tonight. Over under Skraby. Or Tony.
Tony, you go.
I'm going over.
Over.
Yeah, over.
Over.
Every time I
over
say
on
under,
that
she
one.
always
She
goes
just won a game, didn't she? Last one,
She did hit a
3
3-pointer to win the game, and there was still criticism afterwards. Something that happened. I honestly, there was. I believe the criticism surrounded the fact that she didn't run the proper play on the last play of the game.
Oh yeah,
and people are like, "Well, she wasn't supposed to do what she did," and I'm like, "She just hit the game-winning shot. Can we at least?"
I was just listening to a story about LeBron changing the play up in the playoffs from what the coach had called.
Right.
And everybody is like, oh, this is the greatest thing ever.
Yeah. Caitlin Clark
That
did the
is
same
funny.
thing.
That is funny.
And one last player, speaking of incredibly polarizing, Angel Reese, 13.5 rebounds tonight. Atlanta against the New York Liberty. I did see another clip the other day. In her last game, Angel Reese's arms were flailing away like more than once and hit the opponent by accident in the face more than once. The coach of the other team, I think it was Washington, lost his mind because nothing was being called.
He escorted off.
He had to be police had to come escort the guy out of the arena.
That's crazy.
He was going so crazy. And Angel, it was kind of comical. Angel Reese sitting on the other bench going, I don't know what he's so mad about. Well, he was mad about the fact that she kept clocking people. But that's Angel Reese.
Yep. All she does is clock people.
And get rebounds. So I'll go over 13.5.
Terrible.
Yeah.
I'm going to go under.
Under. Skraby's not an Angel
Tony,
Reese
13.5.
Fan.
Over.
Under,
Reese
over. All right. Daily Gambit is in the books. We'll see where it all goes. We'll take a quick timeout. Much more Gwynn and Chris ahead. Do we not have a Dave Chappelle comedy tickets to give away? Adam said something about that. Now I don't see the note. So I shouldn't have thrown it out there.
Do not ever tell me that I'm not listening, because you were standing in the room when I said, are we doing them today, Adam? And he goes, no, next week.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you're right. I wasn't paying attention to the two of you talking. That's accurate. I was in the room. I wasn't hearing you.
No, I hope we do.
All right. Something to look forward to next week. Dave Chappelle tickets next week. In the meantime, a break on Gwynn and Chris.
From the 8-5.
And what is before they try, what is the heat index they're facing? Do we know? Or
Well, you could look up the Scoville on a ghost pepper.
Yeah.
It's one of the world's hottest. There's a couple of hotters.
Scoville's the measurement unit.
The X pepper and all of that.
Thanks for the education, because I did not know it was
I've
Scoville.
allowed milk and bread, but if I was asked,
tell us the actual rules of this. Like
the rule is,
see if you can do it. I guess
you guys alternate spoonfuls until one of you can't.
One of you can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
Until you can't do it anymore.
I will take
And
one.
The winner,
spoonful of
Skraby,
this.
has a jar of a couple of my jars.
I think they
products.
both are winners if they pass
Hold on
this.
a second.
I hate to
Winners.
say, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
There will be no back and forth. There will be one spoonful.
Now,
this is the one that he has right now.
The 38?
Maybe.
Okay. All right.
Now, this right here, I've been putting on some of my turkey burgers.
Good stuff.
This is hot.
Okay.
All right, are we doing
All right,
it? Here we go.
All right. Let's
Adam's
do it.
ready.
This is a
There
full
away he goes.
spoonful
He does
of
have a full spoonful
He
for
does.
those listening.
This
On
is- I'm literally sweating watching him That's do a this full right spoon? now. That's a full spoon.
All right. That is a full
Down
spoon.
the hatch we go.
All right.
And man, he went the whole thing. He did not. He did not trickle that down the throat. He just
hasn't reached for the milk yet.
Skraby's coming over.
When does the heat kick in?
Oh,
I knew it.
When does the heat kick in?
Wow. You better go, dude.
There goes Skraby.
They both
Skraby,
did.
did you swallow that, Skraby? Yeah.
That is some good stuff.
It's delicious.
delicious.
We're gonna see
Tasty.
it. I'm gonna watch you now.
I'm feeling it already. Adam, are you?
No.
He's
Adam's
feeling good.
feeling nothing. All right, so take another spoonful, Adam. You'll win.
Oh, come on. Now we're double dipping.
he's all
you
one
can't put your
spoonful.
same
That's
spoon
not
in
what
there.
the
Competition's all about.
We always said
Spoonful
that.
too?
Yeah, go for
Oh
it.
yeah.
I always said that Adam Klug was kind of had a.
I at least used a different spoon, no double dipping.
All right.
I didn't know where I don't.
I
Think
always
it
thought
matters.
Adam Klug had a cold persona, but evidently it's just the opposite.
All right.
Big
He
boss
is
Michael
handling
Valenzuela
it.
in the
Wait,
YouTube
now,
chat,
dog.
by the way.
Which way now? You let laughing it drip in your hand. Oh, okay.
Skraby, where are you? Let me see.
Okay.
I'm just looking at Adam, and Adam's not having any problem at all.
Look at you, Adam.
Adam is backed
All right.
up.
I'll let you
But
boy.
this
I must tell you, Tony,
hold
that
on.
Adam has cashed the check.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he
he
did.
cashed
You said
his
I wouldn't
check.
be able to catch
I
you.
did.
No, you
I
cashed
sure
it,
did.
man.
You
You
proved me
cashed it
wrong,
for
my
sure.
friend.
Skraby,
I gotta tell you though, this is further proof that whatever we got him with that
the
tie,
tie thing,
was
yeah, because
super weak.
this is less than a 10,
he's
right?
He's over here having a difficult time.
You're turning a little red,
The time
Skraby.
was just as bad.
You're turning a
This
little
hit me
red.
By the way,
faster.
this is delicious.
Oh my
Oh,
God!
he's
He's
going
going
for
another one. Yes. Come on, Adam. Wow, you're gonna have to come back in 6 months with like an 88.
Oh.
It's 38.
We'll have to go with the higher Scoville next time.
All right. Oh, wow. Look at this guy. He's talking
Drop-
trash now.
Well, he
I haven't had a sip of milk or bread.
He hasn't even reached for it.
No, he doesn't
came out
even
of the
need the
gates
bread.
talking trash.
All right.
All right. Now
Hey,
I'm
man.
going to take another one.
What?
Well,
Why
you
are
got a
doing
whole
this
other
to
spoon.
yourself?
No, because I don't want.
You don't want Adam to say
He,
he
by
has
the way,
wing sauce,
yeah, he
baby.
get the whole
Full spoon,
get the same
baby.
thing that like he's dropping it all in there.
Keep the studio clean.
It's all anybody's
Big
worried
boss
about.
Michael watching over here. Come on.
Woo, boy, Scrabe, get back in front of the camera. Your face is red, Scrabe, isn't it, Tony? Are you
I'm
seeing
sweating.
the same thing?
You are sweating. Your face is definitely.
Why do you keep doing that?
You're not feeling anything?
Adam isn't even
Anything?
moved over
I
there.
feel a 1 or maybe a 2 out of 10 here.
Wow.
Adam
That's ridiculous
Klug.
because I'm.
Wow.
Adam Klug is a tough
Maybe
son
not
of a
bent
gun.
over the trash can.
No,
over
I had
there.
to spit.
I was going to say, it looks like Adam Klug may be producing the rest of the show because he's fine. Scraby may need
Scraby's
to
going
go
to
get
bed. Yeah, you know,
assistance.
Here's want
Frank-
the milk, dude. It might
Frank
work
predicted
better.
that.
No.
Oh, did he?
Frank
Scraby's having
predicted that.
bread.
Oh yeah, that Adam would just cruise through this with
Frank
no problem.
predicted this.
He did.
Frank on the last show.
I
said
know you
Adam
had
would
it
have
like
no
that.
problem.
He did.
I got a newfound respect from Tony Gwynn Jr.
Yes,
over here.
you do. I
So-
thought- all right.
So Skraby has the prizes for you, Adam. You have one, a jar of the ghost
You can
pepper
have as much of this
salsa
as you want at all
and
times.
the
Yeah.
Mr. Lane's Roasty 38 chili powder.
You should let me have that chili powder though. I think I do. I think I would do more damage.
Started
with
off
this.
giving me the mild. My
And what is before they try, what is the heat index they're facing? Do we know? Or
Well, you could look up the Scoville on a ghost pepper.
yeah.
It's one of the
there.
world's hottest. There's a couple of hotters.
Scoville's the
Reaper
measurement
and
unit.
the
Okay.
X pepper and all of that.
Thanks for the education because I did not know. It was
I've
Scoville.
allowed
Yeah.
milk and bread, but if I was
So
asked,
tell
I'd
us
have
the
said no.
actual rules of this. Like,
The rule
Want to see if you
is
can do it, I guess.
you guys alternate spoonfuls until one of you can't.
Until one of you
not
can't
happening.
do it anymore.
Yeah,
That's not happening.
until you can't do it anymore.
I will take
And
one
the winner,
spoonful of
Skraby,
this.
has a jar
yes,
of
it is.
a couple of my jars.
I think
Products.
they both are winners if they pass
Hold on one
this.
second.
I
The
hate to
winners.
say, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
There will be no back and forth. There will be one spoonful.
Now, I am.
This is the one that he has right now.
The 38,
Maybe.
Okay. All right.
No,
maybe.
this right here, I've been putting on some of my turkey burgers.
Good stuff.
This is hot.
Okay.
All right, are we doing
All
it?
right, here we go.
All right. Let's
Adam's
do it.
ready.
This is a
There,
full
away he goes.
spoonful
He
of
does
the-
have a full spoonful
He does.
for those
This is-
listening.
this
on
is-
that.
This is
I'm literally sweating watching him
That's
do
a
this
full
right
spoon?
now. That's a full spoon.
all
For
right.
sure.
That is a full
down the
spoon.
hatch we go.
All
All right.
right.
And man, he went the whole thing. He did not.
My
He did
turn?
not trickle that down the throat. He
He
just.
hasn't reached for the milk yet.
Skraby's coming over.
When does the heat kick in?
Oh,
I knew it.
When does the heat kick in?
Wow.
Wow.
You better go, dude.
324 out in San Diego. 624 here in B-More. Tony Gwynn Jr., Chris Cello, Matt Skraby. Man, Wimby getting hit in the head with that egg was quite funny, man.
He was not.
I think the behaviors are ridiculous, but the visual of him like the egg splattering right on his head.
Like it hit him right on the crown of the head.
He doesn't have a big head.
It's right. It had the arc though, to kind of get over the top and land where it did.
We actually need to be more impressed with the thrower of the egg.
Heck of touch.
I think that I'm onto something.
What?
I think it was a disgruntled Spurs fan.
You think the Spurs are attacking their own players now?
After that performance, yeah, I think the Spurs fans are rightly upset.
Well, you should see. In the Big Five, I have a game, fair or unfair headline, because you should see some of these headlines coming out of last night's game.
In San Antonio,
but San Antonio, New York, anywhere. These headlines are wild and getting crazy.
All right, we'll look forward to those. Script.
All right.
I don't know if you guys saw the Attorney General, I believe, of Texas. I don't know if you guys saw his comments about to the Big 12, basically warning them that if there is like any punishment, basically for Texas Tech University, there could be some type of legal action. Is that how I understood
More
it?
protection for Texas Tech, because they certainly deserve it in this situation. Everyone's picking on the poor Red Raiders here.
The coach is taking he's taking a lot of heat after what he said yesterday. Tony, you weren't here, but we talked about it. He got up in front of a group. He's like, I don't know why we're making such a big deal out of this one kid. It's not like he murdered anyone.
Yeah,
it's not like he beat anyone.
Yeah, one of the most incredibly.
This is the Texas Tech head coach.
Yeah.
That's the guy you have leading young men. There in Lubbock, Texas.
Hey guys, he didn't murder anyone.
Right, so he's fine.
That's kind of like my man for Oklahoma State a couple years ago. He used to do when he was kind of
Mike Gandy.
Oh, Mike Gundy.
Gundy. When he was kind of like making excuses for the DUIs or what was happening.
Oh, man, I forgot about that. He's like, who doesn't have a few beers and drive?
That's what it was. Right. Yeah, right. When his player got arrested.
It's like, what?
Yeah.
You shouldn't be admitting to that.
Yeah, we are. I mean, what's right is left. What's left is right. What's up is down. What's down is up. It seems like right now with all of this I mean, I'm still like wrapping my mind around there actually being an injunction, and somehow what was the hump you had to get over? Like
this judge.
No, but I'm saying like clearly when a judge says in this case that the injunction, they were able to prove something. You know, there was a hurdle that they had to get over in order to prove it. Man, like what was this hurdle that said, oh yeah, this is gonna prevent him from
living his best life.
It's
unbelievable.
Tony sent us a video earlier. I think it was Josh Pate of ESPN College Football, and he had a great quote in it about this whole thing. He said up until 5 minutes ago, being punished and all this stuff and not being able to play football, up until 5 minutes ago, those were called consequences, which is so true. We're acting like these are like we're making it so this guy is fighting an uphill battle at every turn.
No, the consequences of his breaking the rules, which everybody understood to be the rules, was the fact that he was punished to where he was not in a position to be able to make the kind of money he had been making. That was his punishment. And the judge just looked right past that and said, no,
it sounded like it wasn't even, it sounded like it wasn't even just about money. I think he used the reasoning of coach wouldn't be allowed to be coached by this level of coaching and thing. It's like, that's all kind of like part of your punishment. Like you lose out on that.
But his whole thing too was like he presented a plan. Like, here's how I'm going to punish myself. I'm going to go to rehab and then I'm going to sit out the first 2 games. And the judge is like accepting of this plan. So apparently the coach yesterday said, hey guys, we don't know for sure he's going to play game 3.
Yes, we do. Stop.
Guarantee you he plays
Stop
game
it.
3.
Stop it.
That
He
coach
might
is-
be suspended for the first 2 minutes of game 3. That's it.
Can we just say one last thing, though? And this is not because there's no way I'm going to even go over to the Texas Tech side. But I'm getting a little tired of my new best friend, Mr. Holier Than Thou. How can they possibly break all these rules? They're going to ruin college football. Mr. Nick Saban.
I knew he was going
You
there.
knew that's where I was going because Nick Saban has now become the voice of, oh, my God, everything that's wrong with college football. Yeah, except for Nick Saban was doing a lot of these things just when they were illegal.
I'm sure Nick Saban's never given someone money before.
Of course
in an
not.
envelope.
And so, this whole
Guys are ridiculous.
right. I mean, this whole notion that Nick Saban is all of a sudden Mr. Goody Two-Shoes trying to protect the future of the sport is a little hard for me to handle. I just must say. So throwing that in there. Never missing a chance as I wouldn't take a shot at Nick Saban.
You could have a change of heart, Chris. You can have a change
You mean
of mind.
and like there's enough time left in my lifetime to forgive Nick Saban?
I mean, I'm saying Nick Saban could really want what's best for college football now.
I see. Okay,
may have come to the light on that. I
Come
don't
to
know.
Jesus moment for Nick Saban somewhere along the line.
It's certainly a possibility.
Yeah, it would be much easier for him to have that come to Jesus moment now that he's not competing in college football any longer. So
that is also true,
right?
But nevertheless, still could be the possibility. All right, let's get to break. On the other side, as I said, NASCAR is coming to San Diego. Ryan Preece, one of the drivers that will be here coming up, will join us here on Gwynn and Chris. More Gwynn and Chris on the side.
Ben and Woods on the fan.
gondola pulls in.
Yeah.
It goes very slow.
Yeah, it slows down
like
for everybody.
really slow. As we're getting off, over to my left, there's a couple getting in the gondola, going up the mountain. So it's the opposite for them. They're standing there. The gondola comes up. The door opens. You step on. Well, there was a commotion.
Uh-oh.
There was a commotion.
Someone fell.
There was a commotion, and Lori goes, hey, there's a commotion.
She said commotion?
I don't think she said that. But we go kind of not hustling, but walking over there quickly. There's a lady who has fallen as she's trying to get into the gondola. She's now got one leg in the gondola.
Oh, no!
The other leg and body trapped underneath the gondola.
90.
No, she's probably in her late 50s. How do I say this best?
Oh, she's heavy set?
She's in the shape of somebody who's in their 70s. You've got to rescue the poor lady. She's trapped under the gondola. Of course, as soon as she falls and there's the commotion, the guy running the station stops the gondola.
Okay, I was going to
Which means everybody on the mountain and 4 miles away has to stop. Everybody has to stop while we try to extricate the lady from the gondola.
Okay, let me ask you a
underneath
question.
the gondola.
Look.
She's got one leg on the gondola. The rest of her body is underneath the gondola. And when I arrive to see what's going on, I'm kind of the first or second person there.
You're a first responder?
Pretty much. The guy running the gondola place is busy stopping
Traffic,
the ride.
yeah.
No, he's stopping the ride.
Oh, okay, all right.
So we're kind of first there. Lori's behind me. The lady's on her back. She's looking straight up in the air. And the only description I have is one of utter panic and utter terror combined with total helplessness.
Oh, I thought you were going to say embarrassment.
No, total helplessness. She's not only trapped, but she's not even remotely doing anything to help herself. She's kind of in a panic, and you think something terrible is going to happen, or she does.
Okay.
I go over there. First thing, breathe.
That's what you said?
I told the lady to
That's
breathe.
Good, that's good.
I said, you're going to be okay.
That's good.
Just breathe.
That's good.
Try to relax.
That was the perfect thing you could have said.
As I'm stupidly pulling this 250-pound gondola, trying to pull it off of her. Yeah. Okay. Well, you're getting
the gondola
an
is
idea.
way heavier than 250 pounds.
Yeah, right. 1,000-pound gondola.
So you're trying to like
I'm
move the
trying to
gondola.
just move it a little to.
Is her leg like? How is she attached to this gondola?
Well, I told you, her one leg's actually on the gondola in the doorway.
Okay.
Then the rest of her body's underneath. What is stuck with her in the gondola is her belly, not her leg.
Oh no.
That's right.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
So I'm pulling. By the time finally a couple more people pull and we are able to get enough airway to get her to scramble out of there. And then she immediately stepped on the gondola to go take her ride up the mountain. And off she went.
This is
I felt like I saved her life. I really do. I honestly feel like I almost saved her life.
I kind of will credit you with this.
You know, she was. I think if I didn't tell her to breathe, I think she would have gone into some sort of shock or whatever you do.
No,
she was
you're
going
right.
into a
You're right.
panic, Skraby.
You're
She was going into
absolutely
an absolute panic, and you know, I had to calming her down. I think was the number one thing. She wasn't in any real danger, but she wasn't feeling great because she was trapped under the gondola.
But
the
fact that you said her belly was
yes, her belly. Yeah, I'm telling you, Scrabe, it was a factor. And there was, you know, there's a couple of people pulling on an arm trying to drag her out.
I'm crying.
I know. There's people on the other side with her arm. They're trying to drag her. I'm like lifting the gondola so she can get a little room to get out of there.
You're like, hey, I'm going to take the gondola. It's lighter.
All right. I didn't say that. You did. But it was quite the scene.
I am happy that she's okay, obviously.
She's fine.
If
she
this
got
was
right on the gondola.
If this was a worse story, I would not be laughing. But she's fine. You did probably help her a lot more than you think you did.
I think so. Because she was able to calm down just a tad. The gondola pulls in.
Yeah.
It goes very slow.
Yeah, it slows down
like
for everybody.
really slow. As we're getting off, over to my left, there's a couple getting in the gondola, going up the mountain. So it's the opposite for them. They're standing there. The gondola comes up. The door opens. You step on. Well, there was a commotion.
Uh-oh.
There was a commotion.
Someone fell.
There was a commotion, and Lori goes, hey, there's a commotion.
She said commotion?
I don't think she said that, but we go kind of not hustling, but walking over there quickly. There's a lady who has fallen as she's trying to get into the gondola. She's now got one leg in the gondola.
Oh, no!
The other leg and body trapped underneath the gondola.
90.
No, she's probably in her late 50s. How do I say this best?
Oh, she's heavyset?
She's in the shape of somebody who's in their 70s. You've got to rescue the poor lady. She's trapped under the gondola. Of course, as soon as she falls and there's the commotion, the guy running the station stops the gondola.
Okay, I was going to
Which means everybody on the mountain and 4 miles away has to stop. Everybody has to stop while we try to extricate the lady from the gondola.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Underneath the gondola. She's got one leg on the gondola. The rest of her body is underneath the gondola. And when I arrive to see what's going on, I'm kind of the first or second person there.
You're a first responder?
Pretty much. The guy. Hi, welcome back. 3:38 is the time. Enjoy the quiet and peace this weekend in San Diego. Why? Because next weekend it's going to get a whole lot louder. But it's also going to be pretty exciting to have NASCAR coming to America's finest city. For the first time ever, Naval Base Coronado will host the NASCAR weekend starting next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And one of the NASCAR drivers, Ryan Preece, will join us shortly. I guess the big race is on Sunday, June 21st, but there's racing all weekend long. And Ryan Preece is going to join us here in just a minute to talk about the NASCAR Cup Series coming to San Diego for the first time. I'll be honest with you. I'm excited that we are stepping up and having what I believe qualifies as kind of a big event in our city. That is not something we're great at doing around here. You know, lot of times somebody says, hey, let's have a NASCAR race. And somebody goes, nah, that's too much work. You know what I mean? Like, we can't do it. So finally, we didn't say that. We said, no, let's make it happen. And so good on, the folks who put this all together, and also good on NASCAR for bringing this to Southern California. I think it's pretty cool.
I'm actually very surprised that NASCAR came to San Diego. I just never even thought it would be a thing.
Why?
Just because there's not much of an outward racing community here. So,
well, we have one of the greatest drivers in the history of any sport is from here.
Of course.
And he also was on the NASCAR circuit for a while, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Jimmy?
he won many championships.
Yeah, so
he threw the first pitch out, maybe last homestand, I think.
Oh, okay, cool.
Maybe it was the homestand before that. I can't remember, but he was definitely there throughout the first pitch.
Chris, what number was Jimmy Johnson?
48.
Wow, nice job.
Taking a shot. Did I get it?
Yeah. Do you know who Jeff Gordon's, what his number was?
You're getting a little
okay, you're getting in the weeds now.
Yeah, Richard Petty.
I believe he's 6th though, right?
No, that was Mark Martin.
Richard Petty, 43. That's going way back to the famous Jeff Gordon. I can picture him, but I can't get the number.
It was a single digit?
Nope.
It wasn't.
Oh,
24.
I thought it was
24.
It was 24.
Half of Jimmy Johnson's number because
24 car. I this not to name drop, but what the hell? We did have Jimmy Johnson on many years ago, and of course I had to ask him how he goes about driving on the freeway, and I always thought it was his answer was an all-time classic. I thought he said, I do get a little impatient if somebody's in front of me and on the freeway, and he goes, all I'll do is just go up and give him a little tap on the rear bumper and kind of get him moving a little bit. I thought that was a great line by Jimmy Johnson. But I mean, incredible that really one of the greatest drivers ever is from El Cajon. And so I think it's great. Like NASCAR was an all Southern sport for I don't know what 30, 40 years, right? Every race they ran was down in the South.
Yeah.
But they've been branching out for a long time now. And, it's great that they're coming to San Diego. So excited by that next weekend.
It's the longest course on the NASCAR. Sorry, I'm getting a text message. It's the longest race on the NASCAR circuit. Hold on.
It's distracted again. Here we go.
What do you mean longest? Longer
over
than the
3
Coca-Cola?
miles. So it's the track itself.
The track
is 3
itself
miles.
is
Yes.
3 miles.
Not the total number of
laps.
miles that they're driving, but the track itself is over 3 miles. They're going to get 16 turns, I believe.
Yeah.
Brad Keselowski, who's a driver, said that it's going to be a lot of rubbing and racing.
And then, so it's
what does that mean? Rubbing and racing, like
you're
going to be close to each other.
Yeah, you're
door
going to
to
be
door.
hitting doors. You're going to be putting your little tire onto their car, kind of thing.
And so it's 3 miles around the track, but then how much further is it to go over the Coronado Bridge, Braden?
I don't know. Should I get him on the phone?
That's Braden. My all-timer with Braden. I love to give him a hard time about it.
I think I may have had a scheduling snafu.
Oh, well, hopefully Ryan Priest will be. If he's not joining us in this segment, hopefully we'll snag him. Is it going to be today? Or are we now off to another day altogether? Oh, boy.
Oh, okay. No, there's no scheduling snafu. He might just be a little late is what they're saying. Because I reached out saying, hey, is he going to call in?
Okay. So we will wait the arrival of Ryan Priest here in just a moment. But good for us because we don't get enough good stuff like that around here. Padres are in Baltimore. A little update on the Friars arrived last night. Tony Gwynn Jr. is there. And it'll be Padres Orioles coming up this weekend, that all-time classic rivalry, two great long-time rivals.
Long time. Long time.
Padres and Orioles have played, like 8 times in the history of baseball, but away we'll go this weekend. Padres will then go to St. Louis.
When do you think you're going to stop complaining about this?
Never. And you know why? Because I know I have Tony's support. It's one of the ones I got Tony's support on for sure. He
not a fan of the schedule.
Right.
Definitely not a fan of the schedule.
But Texas will wrap things up next weekend. Padres are not home until June 22nd. I think the Braves are next into town. As a matter of fact, the Braves and Dodgers are next into town, which will get me cranky again because that means the Dodgers will be playing.
The smoke is not going anywhere.
Right.
It's coming right to their doorstep here.
Yeah, the Dodgers will be the final, but the Dodgers game series here at the end of June will be their last appearance of the year. And that's just not the way it should be.
We'll be headed up there the next 2 times. I am appreciative because last year we didn't have a matchup in September at all with the Dodgers. At least this year we do get a series in September.
Right. That's second to last series of the season. So in case there's any sort of first place jockeying going on.
I don't begrudge that, but I begrudge, I think it's unfair to the San Diego fans who want to see a Dodger Padre rivalry go down to the end. And we don't see the Dodgers after June. That's what baseball has given us with this. All right, I'll get on to the next topic.
Yeah, I mean,
are you done yet? You good?
Not really.
Everybody's
got a weird day for, I think, everyone involved.
Did you put is the latest with Henry Ruggs in the Big Five today?
No, it's not. But
then we should probably get this in. Speaking of driving fast, NASCAR. Coming while we wait for Ryan Preece. Ryan Preece is supposed to drive fast. Henry Ruggs is not. And frankly, Henry Ruggs, if you don't remember, the former Raider receiver was driving. How fast was he going? Do we remember? Was it like 100 something?
It was like it was over 140 miles an hour.
Yeah. And it was the middle of the night, 3 a.m., and he smashed into a car where there was a lady, right?
With a dog.
And her dog was there, and they both were killed through no fault of their own, just being there.
Yep, they're just driving.
And it's just so awful. Ruggs is 27 years old. He's eligible for parole, but he was denied parole. I hate to sit here and, go, yes, because it sounds a little bit like I'm, celebrating his demise, but I'm going to say yes. I think this is the right thing. I just serving a couple of years in prison for killing somebody, it just didn't seem like a fair trade-off to me.
There's also a lot of talk of him, if he was granted parole, that he was going to put his name back in the hat with NFL teams and try to get back to the Raiders.
I'm sure Chiefs had already probably contacted him because, hey, Rashee Rice is hurt right now, so we've got to have somebody out on the outside.
You know what? I laugh because
borderline criminal.
I laugh because it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't. This story really got to me when it happened. Just because I know someone who knows like first responders out there, and they were there and they told me about some of the things that were happening, and it just seems like it was an incredibly sad moment for everyone involved.
I can't imagine how awful that must have been to arrive on the scene of that particular situation.
He was driving like a maniac on a side street. And he hit this girl, and everybody deserves a second chance. And he also said that he prays every day for her family, and then he thinks about her every day. And he
wasn't thinking about her though when he put the foot down on the pedal, right?
So, but if he does now, I will give him that credit. If he has come to terms that he, did something wrong, and he knows that he can't fix it, but if he can pray for their family and just say every day, I'm really sorry for what happened. That's all you could do. But I don't think that means you can also play NFL football again. I don't know.
What do you think, Tony? Because you're about second chances. We all are. But where do we draw the line?
I mean, I don't know that. I don't know that I'm saying yes that he is. He's staying in there. I think the justice system is set up in a way where he had to convince a parole panel that he was. I guess more remorseful enough and had served the time he had served in there had been enough. They clearly didn't feel that way, and so he'll have to wait till his next chance. I don't celebrate that he's going back. I understand that there's consequences to your actions. This is a part of the consequence, and he's gonna have to serve some more time in there. None of it's to me. It's a loss all the way around from the woman that lost her life, along with the dog that had nothing to do with anything, just living her life, and also for a young dude who had a lot of talent that wasn't smart about how he was moving.
All right, we should leave the fast driving to the professionals, and in that regard, we are really excited to be having NASCAR come here to America's finest city. It's upon us already next weekend. I remember when they first announced it, I thought it was never going to get here, but it's finally coming next weekend, and that means Ryan Preece will be among the great NASCAR drivers. Will be coming to San Diego. Ryan, welcome to the Gwynn and Chris show, and we're excited to have you guys coming out this way.
Yeah, I'm excited, and it's a good thing I drive faster than pick up my phone and call in. So it's certainly something that, as much as you guys have been looking forward to, we have as well. And I had the opportunity to visit the naval base a few months ago, and it's something that I've been looking forward to ever since.
Well, let me start with the first question. It seems like this is the longest track on the NASCAR schedule at 3.4 miles and consisting of 16 turns. How does the length of the track change strategy as you guys try to maneuver yourself to a victory?
A lot. And so as you guys know, NASCAR, we're primarily oval track racers. We happen to have, I believe, 5 road courses on our schedule right now. So for us, learning a street course that we've never been to, it's not easy, and it's really taken up quite a bit of time when it comes to our simulator schedules and just trying to be as prepared as possible. But one thing I can tell you is from the course layout that I've seen and been driving in our Ford Performance Simulator, it's going to be technical. It's going to be tricky. There's a lot of bumps, as many people have driven those roads. Well, our race cars are really, really stiff. They don't flow over bumps. So I can tell you how chipper I might be getting in. I'm probably going to be moving a little slow after.
Well, the good news is, we can set you up with a couple of good watering holes after the race is over, Ryan, and you can relax. Ryan Preece is with us. I'm always curious how you get into being a NASCAR driver, or any driver for that matter. And the reason I say is because I imagine, a lot of us when we're young, I'm talking 10, 12 years old, we all dream about maybe driving someday, and we all do drive, but not very many of us have the itch to drive that fast and not be completely scared to death of it. How did you get into it, and when did you realize that, maybe this is something for you? You at least you're not born in the South, so I don't know that you had that part of it built in.
Yeah, for sure. And really, for me, I grew up in Connecticut, which is about as far as you can get away from San Diego, California. But, with that being said, it's no different than if your parents grew up playing, soccer, baseball, football, or basketball, or some other sport. It just happened to be that, when I was a young kid or young baby, I guess, being toted around to racetracks up in the Connecticut, area or the Northeast. When I was 6 or 7 years old, my father took myself and my brothers to a local, what we call quarter midget racetrack, which is essentially a go-kart for kids. And it just started. It started down that path. And, for me, I'm very competitive, and I just love this is going to sound so cliche, but I love going fast, and it's definitely an adrenaline rush for me. So when did it become a thing that I thought I could be doing this at a professional level? To be honest with you, probably later than most. I just happened to race it regionally or up and down the East Coast, racing open wheel race cars, and I was doing that for a living. But, I happened to get a few really good opportunities that I made the most of them and won, and that kind of set me on the path. So about when I was about 26, 27 years old is when it became a reality for me.
Ryan Preece joins us here, and he'll be joining us all here in San Diego coming up here shortly here in San Diego to race for NASCAR. And Ryan, you kind of piqued my interest a little bit with the simulator. How different? I mean, obviously you're using these to practice courses that you haven't been to. How accurate are these simulators once you get to the real course Is there any type of adjustment that has to be made?
That's a great question. And to be honest with you, still trying to, I guess, try to figure out what exactly the course is 100% going to look like, because everything. So all of us race car drivers, we all drive for OEMs. We have Ford, you have Chevy, and you have Toyota, and ours is Ford. So we're just kind of going off, or when I say we, Ford Performance or Ford Racing is going off of the kind of, I guess, design plan that is being put in place to the teams, and they designed a virtual course that is supposed to be very close to that. And in past, it's been really good, but with it being a street course that we've never been to, I'm sure there's going to be little things that are different. But for oval track racers or NASCAR racers like myself, the biggest thing is memorizing: do I need to go right or do I need to go left at the end of this straightaway, going 150 or 160 miles per hour? And I feel like between the 16 turns, the chicanes, the tire packs that are going to be out there, and I feel like we're going to have a pretty good idea of what that may be. But I may have to ask you guys where the best watering, I guess, hole-in-the-wall restaurant or bar I may need to check out.
Well, that's where you're going to go to Skraby for the hole-in-the-walls.
You're going to go to me, the guy who doesn't drink. Is going to.
You drank enough, though, back in the day, so you know this stuff. Ryan Priest is with us. Ryan, when you're in the race car itself, you're in the middle of a race. You're not listening to the Gwynn and Chris podcast, right? You're not checking your Google Maps. What is life like in the race car for that 2 or 3 hours of the race? Do the best you can. I mean, is it comfortable? Is it uncomfortable? Is it hot? How do you guys learn to survive that part of the action? Taking away the competition with the other drivers, but maybe just the competition within yourself to run that race.
Yeah, so that's a great question. And to be honest with you, I think for the average person that doesn't drive race cars that are typically 130, at worst 140 degrees, it would be extremely uncomfortable, but it's something that your body gets used to over time for us. But, we can lose 6 to 10 pounds of water weight during one race. And yeah, as much as it is, I'll be honest with you, when you guys are driving down, the highway or whatever road you are on, you're not in competition. You're listening to your radio, you have air conditioning on, whatever luxury it is that you have. We like to call it an air conditioning unit, but it's really like that fan that you would see from a old 50s movie that isn't really pushing much airflow. And then on top of that, you're dealing with 130, like I said, 140 degree car conditions, and you're beating and banging, you're sweating. My heart rate typically averages about 170. My max heart rate typically is around 200. And you're keeping that average heart rate for 3.5, 4 hours. So there's physically it's more demanding than somebody who didn't do this would believe, but as well as mentally taxing. There's a lot to racing for sure.
Ryan, I honestly wish we had more time, and I wish I could be kind of take up more of your time. I want to ask about Joe Gibbs. You got to race for a legend in the sport, and talk about just all the things that you've been able to enjoy and be through. But we wish you the best of luck. I hope that we see you in the winner's circle here in Coronado, and thanks for spending some time with us. We're all really excited to have you guys coming out.
No, and honestly, we're super excited to be coming out there, and I'll be visiting your local Kroger on Friday and on Friday night next week. So make sure you come visit me there, and we're looking forward to coming on out. So hopefully I'll have a chance to meet you guys.
All right,
that'd be great.
Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate you.
All right, Ryan Priest right there, NASCAR driver, and one of the guys on this tour. He's coming in 30. He's 35 years old. And he's had a handful of wins on because they have three. I believe they have three different races.
They have like a truck series. They have like a minor leagues, and then
they have kind of an auto parts series, they call it, and then they have the major race. I believe is Sunday. But man, we didn't ask him this, but I remember the last time we had a NASCAR guy on, and the thing that they pointed out to us was that the difference between them and us is that when we go 90 miles an hour, we have a governor in our head that says, okay, that's way too fast.
Some of us do.
Right, some of us do. When they go 90 to 100 to 110, they just go a little faster. Like it doesn't exist in their
I'm telling
mind.
you right now, I would do anything to race.
It sounds like it'd be a lot of fun, but he paints a different picture of that sitting in that car at 400, 140 degrees.
All right, Chris versus the fans next. 833-288-0973.
4 o'clock hour. Tony Gwynn Jr., Chris Ello, Matt Skraby. Little Chris versus the fans coming your way. 833-288-0973. A chance to take down the one and only Mr. Ello. Let's hop to it. We are already into this 4 o'clock segment, so let's waste no time. Let's play some Chris versus the fan.
If you had one shot, one opportunity to take down the human almanac himself,
howdy do.
Now is your time.
Listen to me, this guy is dangerous.
Now is your opportunity to win a prize.
Well, I hope you know what you're in for.
Chris versus the fans starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right. I'm going to give you the rules, and then I'll give you the prize. You have to make it through 3 questions. Each question will get more difficult. If you get the question right, you move on. If you get it wrong and Chris gets it right, you're eliminated. But if Chris gets it wrong, then you move on to the next question or you win. If you're a first-time player, let us know before you get into it, and you'll get that question for free today. All right, let's get into actually, I need to give you the prize. I forgot about that for a second. The prize is a qualification for a chance to win the grand prize, a 2-night stay at Town & Country Resort, $250 food and beverage credit, work on your resting vacation face this summer at Town & Country Resort, 3 pools and a 4-story water slide named Twister make Town & Country a family favorite. Rates start at $199 per night. Exclusively for fan listeners, visit towncountry.com/thefan to book now. Chris is going to be first in line for the Twister whenever he gets out to Town & Country.
You know, I'm a big water slide rider.
Yeah.
As I proved in the Bahamas
Big
last
water
year.
slide rider.
You did prove it. You did prove it. That's right.
Almost slid your ass right out of that pool when you shot.
Yes, I did.
Almost slid out of your shorts too.
Yeah. I was happy to keep everything together on that effort.
The one that you did where you're basically just going straight down. Those are dangerous for you. You hit that water so fast,
especially when it's not really at a water park. It's not like the hotel water slide, so you don't even know you're getting the top notch, quality equipment and stuff.
They definitely don't inspect that every single day.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to our first contestant. We'll go to Cameron. Cameron, yes. Hello, Cameron. Cameron. Oh, wait. Hold on. I picked up the wrong guy. Cameron.
I can hear you.
All right,
Cameron.
there he
What's
is.
up, Cameron?
You ready to play, Cameron?
Hey. Yeah, I'm ready to play. Real quick, shout out Tony Gwynn Jr. I grew up with the Calvert family. Calvert Sr. and Calvert Jr.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, part of the Walker family. So want to give a shout out to the Calvert family.
Shout out.
You just did. Very well done.
Nice job.
Yeah.
All right, Cameron, let's get to it then. What Spurs player got egged after the game last night?
Oh, God.
Victor Wembanyama.
There you go. The more I see the video, the more I love it.
Can't believe you're promoting violence.
Is egg throwing is violence. He could have been seriously injured by that egg. All right, Cameron, here we go. Question number 2. What team does Chris Paddock now pitch for?
And not well, I might add.
Oh.
I don't know that
he was with the Marlins to start the year, and now I want to say he's with the Red Legs, Cincinnati Reds.
That is true. I actually didn't know that until they came to town.
I believe he's 0-7 and his ERA is high.
I actually have it right here.
It's not going great for the Sheriff these days, but he's still pitching. So
he last pitched 4 days ago. His ERA total this year is 7.17.
Yeah, and he is 0-7, right?
I wanted to go down and say hello to him and Emilio, but because I was working TV, it was like impossible. I missed out.
Yeah, Emilio's on that team, but he was injured on the IL. Emilio Pagan.
Yeah.
Pagan Power. Remember that?
That's right.
Okay, here we go.
I do remember it.
Question. Wow, we're already on question number 3. This is great.
Yeah.
Who has the most? Let me start that over. I combine these 2 words. Who has the most multi-hit games for the Padres this season?
Ooh, okay. You make me think for a second. Here we go. I'm going to take, let me see. I'm going to go Tatis.
Tatis, he says.
That is correct.
He got it.
You just ran the table.
The table. Very
nice job. Stay on hold. That was very good.
It's the best way to win.
That
Keep
was
me
very
from playing.
good. Yeah,
Well
Fernando
done,
has, I think after yesterday, he has 17. Who do you think
Multiple
is
hit games?
second?
It's not Manny. I hate to
I'm going to say Miguel Andujar.
No, it's Bogey.
Oh, yeah. Bogey went boom at the beginning of the year. By the way, is he in Baltimore yet, Tony? Can you break that story for us, or is he still on paternity, or do we know?
No, I think they expect him back tomorrow.
I don't know.
He wasn't here, but it doesn't mean he wasn't on the flight with us, but it doesn't mean that
He could be.
No, I've seen documentation that he's supposed to be back tomorrow.
Actual documentation.
If you mean if a tweet is a documentation, then yes.
It is in 2026.
It is.
Do you think they'll send Will Wagner right back down? I mean, he got on base almost every time he was up.
That's true.
So
it's kind of hard.
Yeah,
Those are the breaks.
Yeah, right. We'll see what they do with that. All right.
Is it me?
Yeah.
It's me. All right, let's get to break. On the other Skraby, you sent me something and I did not look.
It's
to
okay.
see
We're
what it
going
was.
to be talking to the Randy Jones Foundation, and they're doing
Money.
something cool. So we're gonna promote that a little bit.
Do a little love for Randy Jones, our old friend.
Next.
Boom. All right, more Gwynn and Chris.
Thank you for listening to 97.3 The Fan. Be back shortly. I would be back shortly if the thing will click. See, I'm clicking. I have no idea what's happening. It's not playing any commercials right now. Well, this is just great, everybody. Let me see if I could try to start another one. All right. Well, this is awesome. On the air right now with no help, and there are no commercials to be played. Actually, you know what I'm going to do, everybody? You're getting a real live thing right here. This is real live Matt Skraby. I'm going to have to restart Wide Orbit real quick. So goodbye, Wide Orbit. It's not even closing. I'm going to text Adam, and I'm going to say, Adam, I tried to go to break and the commercials did not play, and the program won't shut down. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have to do some Control-Alt-Delete over here. Control-Alt-Delete. Okay, I got it. Task Manager. It's not coming up. There it goes. Task Manager came up, everybody. I have no idea. I'm way too generous with my stroke giving. Never mind.
Are you really?
Never mind.
Wait.
I did not
Let's
mean for
explore
that to happen. I did not.
That sounds like a promo to me.
Skraby's giving out strokes. I can't wait to hear that one. I'm gonna laugh for a while on that one.
Nate says, Skraby, maybe you should date her.
You might be a generous stroke giver, but I don't think she really wants to leave her boyfriend for that.
All right, that was good. In full disclosure, I'm reading this. Tony can't gather himself right now. That was a good one, Chris. That was a really good one. So I saw this at 7-Eleven, and I had to get it. It's called the One Chip Challenge. It was sitting there in the aisle, and I thought, why not? Because I am into spicy stuff. But this thing looks pretty hot. I'm not going to lie. It says a Reaper pepper and a Scorpion pepper. It's also in the shape of a coffin, which doesn't make me very happy about that. Doesn't make me feel good. Oh, extreme heat, it says. I'm going to try a little bit first, just so I don't die, I guess. That's the thing I'm saying. This looks... I don't even know if I should be eating this. It looks like it has mold or something, but let's see how hot it is. Let's go. There's a little bit of spice there. It's going. Oh, man. This is hot. Not that bad, though. I still have this side to go. It is getting hot. I'm not gonna lie. My mouth is like getting crazy. Now it's kicking in. I'm not sure if I'm gonna finish this. Honestly, it's getting serious. I gotta go with the milk. My mouth is dying right now. Yeah, this is not fun, guys. Never gonna do that again because my mouth is on fire. Thank you for listening to 97.3 The Fan. Be back shortly. I would be back shortly if the thing will click. See, I'm clicking. I have no idea what's happening. It's not playing any commercials right now. Well, this is just great, everybody. Let me see if I could try to start another one. All right. Well, this is awesome. On the air right now with no help, and there are no commercials to be played. Actually, you know what I'm going to do, everybody? You're getting a real live thing right here. This is real live Matt Skraby. I'm going to have to restart Wide Orbit real quick, so goodbye, Wide Orbit. It's not even closing. I'm going to text Adam, and I'm going to say, Adam, I tried to go to break, and the commercials did not play, and the program won't shut down. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have to do some Control-Alt-Delete over here. Control-Alt-Delete. Okay, I got it. Task Manager. It's not coming up. There it goes. Task Manager came up, everybody. I have no idea. I'm way too generous with my stroke giving. Never mind.
Are you really?
Never mind.
Wait.
I did not mean for that to happen. I did not.
That sounds like a promo to me.
Skraby's giving out strokes. I can't wait to hear that one. I'm going to laugh for a while on that one.
Nate says, Skraby, maybe you should date her.
You might be a generous stroke giver, but I don't think she really wants to leave her boyfriend for that.
All right, that was good. That was good. In full disclosure, I'm reading this. Tony can't gather himself right now. That was a good one, Chris. That was a really good one. So I saw this at 7-Eleven, and I had to get it. It's called the One Chip Challenge. It was sitting there in the aisle, and I thought, why not? Because I am into spicy stuff. But this thing looks pretty hot. I'm not going to lie. It says a Reaper pepper and a Scorpion pepper. It's also in the shape of a coffin, which doesn't make me very happy about that. It doesn't make me feel good. Oh, extreme heat, it says. I'm going to try a little bit first, just so I don't die, I guess. That's the thing I'm saying. This looks... I don't even know if I should be eating this. It looks like it has mold or something, but let's see how hot it is. Let's go. There's a little bit of spice there. It's going. Oh, man. This is hot. It's not that bad, though. I still have this side to go. It is getting hot. I'm not gonna lie. My mouth is like getting crazy. Now it's kicking in. I'm not sure if I'm gonna finish this. Honestly, it's getting serious. I gotta go with the milk. My mouth is dying right now. Yeah, this is not fun, guys. Never gonna do that again because my mouth is on fire. Thank you for listening to 97.3 The Fan. Be back shortly. I would be back shortly if the thing will click. See, I'm clicking.
Welcome back to Gwynn and Chris. 4:18 the time. Good job by Cameron. Took down Chris versus the fans today. Always happy to report this to all of our great Padre fans out there. Shohei Ohtani just hit a home run. Dodgers won, Pirates nothing. Top of the third, I believe, there in Pittsburgh. Earlier today, in case some of you great fans of the Mexico soccer club were out and about, Mexico opens up World Cup play with a 2-0 victory today over South Africa. So the World Cup is upon us, and Mexico already has a win in the books. Chris Ello and Matt Skraby here together in the Odyssey Palace Studios, Bill Howe Studios, where we know how. Tony Gwynn Jr. is in Baltimore, where the Padres start a series tomorrow with the Orioles. And all of our guests on 97.3 The Fan join on the SDCC Fan Hotline. It's not Big Bang Banking. It's better. We're going to chat here in a moment with Curtis Gandy from the Randy Jones Foundation. And you know, we're now into the 2 months into the season, Tony, and I think that kind of glad we're just, checking in on this, see how they're doing, and the passing of the legend and our great friend Randy Jones. And, a lot of time, something like that happens, and then a few months go by and, we tend to forget about it. And it's kind of a shame that happens. But we get on to other things. And, it's good to know that Randy's foundation is still out there doing some great things in our community. And we're going to touch on that here shortly.
Yeah, they're doing some fantastic. I mean, this foundation has always been doing fantastic things in the community, but it continues even with the passing of Randy. And I think this is why you put a patch you put Randy's number as a patch on the uniforms. Every day we watch the Padres, you get a chance to remember Randy, and not lose the memory of him, because you get to see him every day on the jersey.
Very well put, Tony. And of course, Randy was honored and has been honored all season since his passing. And indeed, the CEO of the Randy Jones Foundation, Curtis Gandy, is our guest. Curtis, we appreciate you joining us, sir. How are you today?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. And, I've done some work with the Randy Jones Foundation in the past, and some of their runs and their walks. And I really understand what they do in our community, but kind of remind everybody how you guys are carrying on the legacy of what Randy and the rest of you kind of have been doing there for many, many years now.
Well, Randy's, he's dedicated his life to supporting military families, kids, other foundations out there, played in numerous golf tournaments, walks, trying to develop confidence, discipline, character, the whole 9 yards with kids. But the foundation that started about 10 years ago, we're changing some lives with giving opportunities to kids 12 to 17 from military families throughout all San Diego County.
Kirk, tell us a little bit about the 35-35 Endowment Legacy campaign. Tell us what that's all about.
Well, the foundation itself, we've been supporting kids with grants. We've issued over $250,000 in grants. We're doing some mentoring with these kids. We've been issuing fishing trips, certificates for kids to go out on a deep sea fishing trip. Over 400 military families have been out on the fishing trip with us. 1,100 kids been down on the field for batting practice. But in order to continue with that, we've started a 35-35 program, which is where we're trying to identify 35 business partners, individuals that want to donate $35,000 into the program. And this will be an endowment that's managed by the San Diego Foundation. And the San Diego Foundation right now is managing $1.4 billion in assets. They're just huge here in San Diego. And so far, we've got about 4. We just launched today, and we've already got 4 $35,000 donors. And this program will go in perpetuity because the principal will not be spent at all. It's the only money that's going to be spent is going to be the interest. And those programs I just talked about with the grants, the fishing trips, and the Padre games, getting down the field, and some other programs, that interest, once we're funded, will be enough to get us through for years and years.
Kurt Gandy, chair of the Randy Jones Foundation, our guest here. And, look, Randy is so important to all of us. And part of the thing with him and the foundation was that he was hands-on, right? He was there, like at every event. And I know for a fact because I was with him at many of these. And, so how have you guys best tried to carry on his memory, without him, unfortunately, obviously not being there anymore, but this is still such an important part of our community and trying to, respect his memory and his wishes.
Well, we've been real lucky to have some real strong business partners that have been part of this foundation. And that's really been the core that Randy created. And with them, we're going to be able to continue this. And there's just a strong group of people. I mean, we all know what Randy did on the field. I mean, he's got so many records. You know, the 253 career starts, 71 complete games, 25 in 1 year. I mean, you can just go on and on about that. But off the field is where Randy was, I mean, just as big as legend, if you will, as he on the field as he was off the field, working with so many of these kids in military and whatnot. But we're going to continue that legacy. And we have a strong group of people, but could always use more. And that's what we're looking at doing right now. So if you want to go on and be part of this thing, you want to continue his legacy, go on to the randyjonesfoundation.org, or you can just call directly into the foundation at 858-232-0030, and we'll go from there.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kurt, anytime you guys want to, check in with us and, help us have us help spread the word, anything that Randy Jones and his name is a part of, it's important to us, and I know important to a lot of our listeners. So, stay in touch with us and continued best of luck. And on this 35 for 35, sounds like you're off to a pretty good start already. And I'm not surprised because I know so many people have always supported what Randy did in that foundation and will continue to do so. Thanks for everything you're doing, man. Yeah. Appreciate it.
You got it. I appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Kurt.
Kurt Gandy, the chairman, the CEO, Randy Jones Foundation. Again, pretty simple, randyjonesfoundation.com. Anybody out there who wants to, help support the things that Randy supported throughout his career and beyond, make sure you check out that website and get involved. All right.
Man, we're all over it today, guys.
What do you mean?
Oh, we've just been doing NASCAR. We're doing a little Randy Jones Foundation. Chris,
that was after a slow start to the show, though.
Well, Chris bashed Taylor Swift for like the first or the second 20 minutes of the show.
That's really all you remember about the first half hour, huh?
You seemed a little unprepared the first half of the show there, Swift.
I was not unprepared.
I want to go back to that a little bit.
Unprepared. Wow.
Zero.
Yeah.
I was not unprepared.
Not professional at all. Somehow we're able to survive it. By the way, we've got our Big Five coming up, and then at 5 o'clock, top of the hour, we'll have a replay of today's roundtable.
How was it today?
It was great, and our guest on the roundtable today was none other than AJ Cassavell, who was outstanding and did a very good job handling the discussion. So
now I know that Adam, unfortunately, one of our engineers was let go, so Adam has to take over his spot in the room.
Oh,
how is that when he's just sitting in front of you? Because I think you guys don't like it when he runs in with a sign.
No, he wasn't sitting in front. Bill.
Bill was there today.
Bill was on hand.
I thought he was going to be running the
No, Adam
in-room
was in the
board.
background. I want to just, while we have us half a second, I don't know if you've actually met Adam's son, Tony. Ethan. Have you met him or seen him recently?
I have.
Okay, because I had not seen Ethan maybe since he was like 3 years old, right? And he's
it's his mini me.
It's mini Adam, and he's 9 years old now. And so I hadn't seen him in a long time, and so I said hello to him. I got to tell you guys, I'm straight up. Ethan is one of the sharpest 9-year-olds I have been around.
Without a doubt.
On point. And really
he
good.
He did a project on my father. And
that's right.
I got a chance to talk to him on the phone, and boy, let me tell you, I was not prepared to be talking to a 9-year-old Adam Klug, right? But also sharp as a whip. I mean, just he had it. I mean, he's going to be one of the kids that's got like valedictorian all over him when it's all said and done.
Totally. I walked in and I was like, what in the heck is going on in the performance studio? And there's video games. This kid is so lucky that he gets to go play his video games on the big screen back there. That is awesome.
He's only doing that because there wasn't a game on for him to watch.
It's totally he's
and
also
that's the other thing. My man knows his baseball. Don't you get it twisted?
Yeah,
Don't get it
I
twisted.
tried to throw a couple of things his way, and he was, he listens to Chris versus the Fans, and he also listens to the Fantabulous Game Show.
Yes.
And he's 9 years old, and I believe he told me today that he would like to replace Skraby as the other contestant. He thinks he can do better.
That's hey, Ethan, get in line, buddy. Get in line. There's many people that are like, why do you guys still play that game? He's so bad.
Ethan might fit in with our show just fine, I must say.
I think he would. So howdy out there to Ethan. I know he loves and listens to the show.
Yes,
It's
he
great
does.
seeing him today.
Shout out to Ethan.
Yes, for sure. We'll take a break. More Gwynn and Chris on the Big Five coming up. Chris, hello. Yeah, we're here in Cooperstown for 97.3 The Fan. So excited, the induction weekend for the great Trevor Hoffman. What a class he's going in with, too. Let's take a look. Of course, Alan Trammell from Kearney High School in San Diego. And then, of course, the Detroit Tigers, great shortstop. Jack Morris in a Tiger uniform there, but I always remember him pitching that 1-0 shutout in Game 7 of the 1991 World Series for the Minnesota Twins. Maybe the greatest postseason pitching performance of all time. Chipper Jones, Padre fans remember him. Every fan of a National League team remembers him because he would come in and do damage to that team. Only the second number 1 overall pick in the Major League Draft, Chipper Jones, to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. The other is Ken Griffey Jr. Vladimir Guerrero. Never met a pitch he couldn't swing at. And powerhouse hitter for the Expos. And then, of course, the Angels at the end of his career. Jim Thome, over 600 home runs, mostly with the Cleveland Indians. And then, the guy down here on the end who used to get all these guys out all the time, Trevor Hoffman, the greatest Padre reliever of them all. Two of the greatest outfielders in the history of baseball. Of course, you've got Babe Ruth right here. Ted Williams right over there. I was wondering who the third outfielder would be. And then, of course, it hit me. Tony would be upset if I didn't say that the third outfielder, who will someday probably be displayed right here between these two guys, is obviously Mike Trout. And this is the San Diego Padres locker room here in Cooperstown. Obviously, a couple of jerseys there and hats, gloves, all-star stuff. I think the most interesting thing in this entire display, though, especially this weekend, is a picture in the top corner of Angus Young. He's the guitarist for AC/DC, wearing a Trevor Hoffman uniform, obviously playing Hell's Bells. I know that Trevor went to many AC/DC concerts and was honored by sitting in the front row to watch AC/DC play Hell's Bells in his honor. But there's a picture of Angus Young playing Hell's Bells for Trevor Hoffman, wearing the 51 jersey right there.
Crisello, yeah, we're here in Cooperstown for 97.3 The Fan. So excited, the induction weekend for the great Trevor Hoffman. What a class he's going in with, too. Let's take a look. Of course, Alan Trammell from Kearney High School in San Diego. And then, of course, the Detroit Tigers, great shortstop. Jack Morris in a Tiger uniform there, but I always remember him pitching that 1-0 shutout in Game 7 of the 1991 World Series for the Minnesota Twins. Maybe the greatest postseason pitching performance of all time. Chipper Jones, Padre fans remember him. Every fan of a National League team remembers him because he would come in and do damage to that team.
Last segment before you get a roundtable. Special guest, AJ Cassavell, who, by the way, I have hopped in his World Cup pool, along with 2 of the 3 daughters of the Gwynn family, have also hopped into his World Cup pool.
I was not invited into the pool.
He made it very easy. Like all I had to do was it was a G sheet, a Google Sheets, Google Doc. Just kind of multiple choice, bing, 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 bing. That's good.
I wouldn't have been able to access the doc, so it's just as well he didn't invite me.
You know what, Chris? That's a great point.
Right, I would have been confused.
Probably accurate.
Yeah, I would have been confused.
Wait, I have to sign in? I thought I already signed in.
I've been trying to sign in.
What am I doing? Lori! Do you ever call Lori like that?
Pulling my hair out.
Do you ever call her Lori?
Is Lori more technical or more tech savvy than you are?
She probably would like to say so, but I don't really think by a lot.
You don't agree?
No, just the 2 of us together. It's kind of a contest to see if we can figure it out. So
now, Chris, you don't wear glasses, do you?
I do to read and things like that.
So, like when you're not at work and it's you and Lori,
right?
And you gotta look at your phone. You guys are trying to figure something out. Do the glasses come out in order to do this?
No. I will wear my glasses at home when I'm, scrolling the phone. But if I'm out and about, I don't have them on. So I can still see.
That's what I'm saying. When you're at home, you're like, let me get my glasses.
Right.
And pull them on.
Let me pull it out of my pocket right here. There we go. Now, now I can read.
And then all of you want me to be nicer to this guy. See, that's the thing that
You're also the guy. I just feel like you would have your glasses all the way at the bottom of your nose.
Looking at you over the top.
Yeah, that is totally how you would look at me with your glasses. I could see it right now.
How come you're not nicer to him, Chris? You got to be nicer to Skraby. What for?
Listen,
what I would ask you in return to that.
If we are fortunate enough to be on the air another 7 years, you very well may be looking at Chris with the glasses, looking over himself.
Oh yeah,
over
he's got the chain chain on the glasses.
You added the chain too?
Hey, don't give me the chain. Anthony needs the chain. He loses everything. Don't start with me on that.
What about if you had the ones where they break in the middle and then you put them back together in the magnet? So Chris could just have it all the time, just right there, ready to go.
Excuse me, everybody. I need to pull out my glasses.
Chris is not nearly as amused as I am.
Be nicer to this guy, please. I hear this way too often. This is why I'm not.
That's too funny. Let's go ahead and let's go.
I want to give a quick congratulations before we get to the Big Five, because you'll want to know this too, Tony. You may already seen it, but Aztec for Life, Cole Carrig hit his first big league homer today.
Did.
Didn't he triple the other day?
He did in his debut, but today it is first home run for the Rockies. So we got another Aztec for Life out there doing some good things.
Rico on the chat says, hey. When you guys hit about 50, you'll be happy those glasses are at the end of your nose.
Hell yes, Rico. You tell him. You tell him.
All right.
Oh, I'm knocking on the door soon. My eyes are still doing pretty decent though right now. All right, let's get to Skraby's Big Five.
It's that time of the show when we check on the latest in sports. Only the most important topics and questions are brought to light.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
These news stories will astound and amaze you. The one, the only.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
The Big Five starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
We are broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios, where we know how. 97.3 The Fan, and all guests, including our NASCAR driver Ryan Priest, joined us on the SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking, it's better. I like Ryan. I'm going to be cheering for him.
I agree.
Were you going to say something, Tony?
No, I was not.
Okay, all right. People like my.
I was gonna actually agree with you and say yes. I also too wanted to say I'll be rooting for him.
Oh, okay, good.
But were you gonna say people keep saying what?
People are really happy. They love my Chris Ella glasses. They say, "Excuse me, everybody, if you could just pull out my glasses for 1 second."
I mean, I am from Beverly Hills, so I mean, I have to hold up that end of the bargain.
All right. Kevin Acee dropped an article, and this was his tweet. Quote, "Just say I suck," Machado said. "You don't need to say it. Oh, this and this and this. No, it's bleep my numbers suck." That's what Manny said to Kevin Acee. He says, you know what? I did some stuff in the offseason. I'm trying to get back to it. I didn't have a full spring training. Basically, I know I am not good right now. So, Tony, you're up first. We've been talking about it. Fans have been talking about it. Is Manny showing any signs at all of slowing down?
What before I speak on it, what exactly did you read the article?
Yes, I did.
What did Manny say in the article?
What I quoted.
That he did some things. That he did some things in the offseason.
Yeah, that was me paraphrasing. Yeah, he's not making excuses. He worked with someone in the offseason. He didn't have a full spring training. He just wants people to know he knows he stinks.
Yeah. Well, since he already kind of said it, I think that move, and you guys know this because I said it to you guys well back in spring training that I didn't know how it was going to affect him. And I think what he's saying, and without making any excuses, that he's having to kind of unwind some of the things that maybe he learned during the offseason that he wanted to try. Aaron Judge is obviously a very, very good player, but he's also a unicorn from the standpoint as he's 6'8", 6'9". Yeah. He's bigger, stronger than most. So he might be able to get away with some things that most people can't. But long story short, I love that Manny, in spite of his struggle, has basically been there to be like, yeah, I know I'm trash right now, but I still think when it's all said and done, he's gonna find a way to have an impact. It may not look this year like it has last year where he gets to the numbers that he always gets to, but I do think he's going to be right when the Padres need him the most, and that'll ultimately be what matters.
Chris, is Manny showing any signs of slowing down at all?
I really am I don't think so. I just think it's a bad start to a season, and it may continue. For, who knows? Like Tony said, he's probably not going to get the back of his baseball card this year. But that doesn't mean that every pitcher in baseball, and I'm talking probably every pitcher, still doesn't realize that Manny Machado is a threat when he steps into the batter's box. And why can I say that with, I believe, certainty, is because he took 8 pitches down the middle from Zach Wheeler and then hit the 9th one 450 feet. You still have to respect Manny Machado, even hitting 168. So, no, I don't think he slowed down. I think he's just having a bad year, and I hope it turns. He's still time for that to happen.
He said, don't blame Schneck. I think that's the guy he worked with over the offseason. So that's not his fault. He said he's leaking. He's coming off the ball. I'm rotating, so I'm doing a different move, and it's hard for me to get back to my normal hand-eye and stay through the ball, but there's not one specific thing, just an overall combination of things.
I think that's Manny, being stand-up, not allowing people to do what they would do, which is try to pile on my guy, the guy he worked with.
Oh, I see.
Because, so I think he's keeping him off of that. But he is. It's a different move, and the move took an off season to get. That's an off season where you don't have to do nothing but just work on it.
Yeah.
Now you're trying to unlearn that in games. It is really, really difficult. That's why they say, well, we'll wait to the offseason to address this particular thing, because it takes a while to learn. And to unlearn that, it's just not as simple as just, I'm just going to go back to doing what I was doing.
Golfers say this a lot about when they go through swing changes. They say that they usually can do it if they swing enough times, but when the pressure is on, that's when their old swing comes in. And that's when they make, they have bad shots, is because they're not able to. The muscle memory isn't there. All right.
Number 4.
Fair or unfair headline from Yahoo Sports about the NBA Finals last night. Chris, you are up first. The headline is, the Spurs youth isn't the problem, it's De'Aaron Fox. The sub-headline, San Antonio traded for the veteran point guard for clutch moments, but he delivered one of the biggest blunders in NBA history on Wednesday night, with the Knicks now on the brink of a title. So fair or unfair headline, Chris?
Not even unfair, just completely wrong.
Yeah.
Honestly, I explained already that in that moment, he had really, two choices. One was go for a basket to make it a sure 3-point lead, or run off a couple seconds, get fouled, and then need to make 2 free throws for a 3-point lead. He chose trying a layup. I don't think that was a bad choice. People are forgetting that Anunoby, chased the play down and made a great block on the play. And Fox did not have a great game, but he did make some of the clutch hoops they did get in the fourth quarter. They just didn't get enough. Nah, that's way off. Way off, I say.
Tony, fair or unfair?
I agree. Unfair. Very unfair. I had no problem with the last shot. And that seems to be what this article was talking about.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I had far more issue with the turnovers he had minutes before that allowed the Knicks to get back in the game.
Yeah.
They're not even pointing to that. They're talking about this stupid shot at the end, which was a good shot until my man came out of nowhere and smacked it off the glass. So, I think it's unfair. I think De'Aaron Fox did not have his best game from a point guard standpoint, but they all had their issues. A lot of stupid fouls, a lot of dumb
to go around,
a lot of dumb shots. Yeah, all that.
So maybe the egg to Wemby's head was okay. Maybe it was okay. If you missed it, everybody, just go Google Wemby gets hit by
You
egg.
are so down on that egg.
Well, it keeps coming up on my screen, and I keep watching it like thousands of times of him getting hit with the egg. All right, let's move on.
Number 3.
Serious story here. Phil Mickelson has had his membership revoked from his longtime club, the Farms in Rancho Santa Fe, after an independent investigation into alleged misconduct. Golf Digest first reported the news today, but they cited anonymous sources in saying the incident involved unwanted contact with a female employee of the club. A spokesperson for Mickelson did not comment directly, but they said, quote, any misunderstanding has been cleared up. Phil continues to attend to a family health matter. It is uncertain when he will be able to return to professional golf. The Farm said they're committed to maintaining golf club environment that is safe, respectful, and reflects the highest standards of conduct. This individual is no longer a member of the Farms Club, it said.
This individual being him?
Phil Mickelson, yes.
Okay.
Let's go. Or it's Tony's. Is it Tony's? Yes, it is Tony's. I'm not even going to ask you about Phil Mickelson because we don't know. We don't know. But what I am going to ask you is, has he completely torpedoed the way we're going to remember him? Not just because of this incident.
I'd probably say that people are going to remember him different than they did during the height of him and Tiger going back and forth, and even later when he ended up winning one of those majors at an older age. I think even since then, people probably view him differently than they did at that point. And so, yeah, I'd say so. I'd say he's probably not going to be remembered in the same light he was at one point.
Yeah. Chris, what do you think?
I just want to get this in defense of Phil at this point, because Mickelson has said through his attorneys that there is video evidence that is contradictory to what has been alleged. So I think he does deserve his day in court or whatever to refute some of this stuff. But even having said that, a lot of people won't pay attention to that. They'll only hear this headline, just like they've only heard a lot of other semi-negative headlines about Phil. And unfortunately, yes, the swashbuckling, lovable Phil Mickelson really is no more and may never be again.
Unfortunately,
yeah.
Number 2.
Aroldis Chapman is open to going back to the Yankees, but he wants Brian Cashman to do one thing, and that's apologize to him. Chapman believes Yankees general manager Brian Cashman owes him this apology because of his time and how it ended with the Yankees in 2022. After a terrible season, which he had a 4.46 ERA, he also got a left leg infection resulting from a tattoo, and he lost his closer job to Clay Holmes, so he was left off the playoff roster for missing a mandatory team practice at Yankee Stadium before the ALDS. The pitcher, Chapman, says that he did receive permission from the team to go to Miami, but Cashman accused him of insubordination. So Chapman said, what happened happened. If something like this were to happen, I believe someone from this organization should apologize first. Chris, should the Yankees apologize to Aroldis Chapman?
Yeah, seems like the thing to do.
Really?
Yeah, why not?
Interesting.
But why wouldn't they?
What if he's lying?
They
What if he was
this
insubordinate?
Well, then maybe he should, if they think he's insubordinate and he doesn't think so, then maybe this is not a marriage that's going to work if it's going to go back. So,
Tony, you were about to say something.
I understand that he'd want to be apologized to, so he feels like that they want him back there.
Tony?
I just feel like it would be a lot to be maintaining a lie this long. I mean, he's been on like 3 different teams since the Yankees, and the fact that he's still pissed off about this, I don't know if he's pissed off, but he certainly is answering whatever question. It seems like he's still a little irritated about it. Yeah. I it seems like it'd be a little bit of a stretch for him to be carrying on this long. Not saying it's impossible, but just seems a little long.
Yeah, I would say that's unhealthy to carry it for 4 years.
Especially if it's not true.
Yeah, exactly. All right, this one's quick. So I have a little bit of OCD. I know, Chris, you may have some OCD as well. And one of my OCDs is I will agonize over whether or not I turn off the light or turn off the oven when I leave the house and I go back. Did I lock the door? Well, today it was, did I give Lucky water? And I was 15 minutes away from home, and I completely turned around. So my question for you guys, and I guess Tony, you're up first. When is the point of no return for something like this?
So I live up in the cut. I live deep into my section.
Yes.
If I get beyond the first stop sign, I make the right, I start heading down the hill. It's too late. I often have this same issue with closing my garage. Did I close it?
Yes.
Did I not close it?
I need to get a Wi-Fi closer because you can tell if it's closed.
And so I have had to make the U-turn. But once I get down that hill, it is a point of no return at that point. And I just going to have to trust that I closed it at that point.
Chris?
Well, I live so close that I can be in the middle of the show and stop the show and go back and check something at my house.
True. So. I was running late, but you got to give Lucky water, right? And guess what? Did I give him water? I did. I had already given him water.
I think for the dog,
99% of the time, you have already done what you are questioning whether you've done.
100%. Chris?
Yeah, no, I'm just going to say that I think the dog always deserves a second check.
Okay. All right. That's it for the show. No Skraby show tonight. We'll be back tomorrow. Samad Taylor is going to be on the show. The Roundtable replay is taking over here shortly on 97.3 The Fan.
Hey.